All right. So talk to me. You have some
I
beef.
just
What is it?
I just have differing opinions, and I think that I've been watching a lot of your videos at work, or listening to them rather at work, and I think you're not helping as much as you, I don't want to say think you are or whatnot. Like one of your comments in one of your videos recently was that you literally said you can't change the mind of racists. You were talking about like if people were born, I don't remember, let me pull up what video it was, but you're talking like were people born racist or they learned, it was they learned it and whatnot. And you said none of them could be changed. You can't save any of these people. I mean, you're arguing.
Wait,
That's the
wait. First of all, just for the record, I don't know where you saw that, but
your
as a
YouTube
matter
channel.
of fact, I argue absolutely against that. I don't know if you know this or not. This is something that I argue even with my chat sometimes. I say that there's only a finite amount of time and energy you can spend, and you should be focusing on spending that on changing the minds of racism is completely learned behavior, but there are people who are further
Correct.
down the fucking rabbit hole than others, and some people's minds are very difficult to change. So if you want to maximize your impact, what you should be doing is focusing on people closest to you whose minds you can change. But even then,
Okay.
there are certainly
Well, maybe there should be a footnote put in there on that comment because I mean, that's what you said. You were talking
I
with
don't know
some other
when I
dude,
said
and
this, I'm
it,
surprised that you think that because, like I said, I argue against that mentality all the
I
time.
maybe you do. I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying I heard you say that in one of your recent videos. It was one of your recent ones you just posted, I believe. You were talking with two other guys. One of them said that he was completely for a ban of all guns in California. I don't know if that rings any bells.
What?
You guys were talking about hate speech. That's what the original conversation started off with. Anyways, that's another topic I think
Oh,
is
hate speech. Oh, it was a 2v1 hate speech
yeah,
debate.
yeah. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember what I said, but that doesn't sound like that doesn't. I guess I didn't convey myself well enough or my message well enough because this is the absolute opposite of my mentality. I think that racism is learned behavior. Maybe you're confusing what the other person was arguing for, maybe, with what I
I
said.
don't. Maybe yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you said it, but whatever.
I mean,
Let's go to hate.
I literally argue against that all
I
the
believe
time.
you. I mean, you should. That's the whole problem with the left in general, man. With the
I
radical
think you're
antifa shit.
you're generalizing the left a little bit too much there, given the fact that I am again, as you in your words, a prominent member and advocate against that all the time. But you were actually this is a good segue into a question. You
Go
said
ahead. Yeah.
that the left is destroying society.
Correct. Yes.
So what can you expand on that a little bit?
Destroying families. I mean, that's part of a problem in society. I mean, there's 100% proof. It's been found over time and time again that children do better in two-parent households. Welfare, increasing welfare is an increase in single parenthood. It's 100% linked from the time they started pushing that shit.
Um,
Do you not agree? Do you think that the
no,
children? I mean,
I think you're I'm gonna go ahead and assume that you're innocently mistaken. That you're not purposely spreading like Thomas Sowell style fucking conservative propaganda, and that you were just a victim to this concept. The reason why
how,
two parent households are more successful, quote unquote, more successful in upbringing, in children's upbringing, is because they have more money. So that's like the easiest way to fucking talk about that. Okay.
that's not true.
And secondly, yes, it is. So they have more money than a single parent household. Now, secondly, but beyond that, there is no causal effect between welfare and single family households, and that is just a racist meme for the most part.
There's a massive link between when the welfare state started happening and we started pushing welfare programs that single motherhood rose. And I'm not talking about, this isn't a racist thing about blacks. This happened as well. And this is part of why I said the left, is destroying the society or our society. This is the same true with white families, with American Indian families. It's 100% linked with all of them. It just happens to be more prominent in the black community because the black community has been, you know, they got a leg kicked out from underneath them in the start of the race of life, or whatever you want to call it, however you want to say it. But it's 100. I mean, yeah, they did a control for income in the households as well
Can
too.
you offer me a citation beyond, like I said, like Thomas Sowell?
Yeah,
That links.
I'll try to pull it up right now. They did another, and I think it was the Brookings Institute just came out with another study that
the Brookings Institute.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but I mean,
I think all think tanks in America are super conservative for the most part, so I just laugh usually. There are some, but like very few leftist policy writing institutes. Brookings Institute is good, said Deep State Agent, who's a liberal capitalist cuck. Of course you think the Brookings Institute is good.
I mean, what? Give me studies that are good then. I mean,
no, there's no such thing as like studies that are good. Look, there are a couple different examples I can give you. If access to welfare led to a increase in single parent households and it had a causal effect, then other families that have that have welfare, that have like access to welfare, other, I guess, races or other I mean, I can't like, divide this through races. It's like it's too difficult. But
it's massively impacted the black families way more than it has white families.
But black families were impacted massively, as you mentioned, because of systemic inequality, systemic racism, because of disenfranchisement at the systemic level, not because they were black, not because of their culture, but because they, as you also admitted, were subjected to slavery, and then also beyond that, like horrific racism in the Jim Crow South, and even racism in the Jim Crow North, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
do you not think culture plays any role in it either, too?
No, I absolutely don't think culture plays any role in this. No.
You don't think gangster shit
that's a fucking meme,
cool?
Dude. Like, that's not a real thing.
How is that a meme? I mean, you that's like.
How do you?
Like
okay.
Go
Please prove to me how culture plays a massive role in how black people are for some reason. Black welfare recipients are actually having more divided homes versus white welfare recipients not experiencing the same problem.
Say that one more time. I'm trying so I can answer that.
I said, if welfare is this magic silver bullet that somehow only impacts black people as far as separating their homes, as far as like single parent households.
I said culture.
Yeah, why? But like, why? But you can't just say it's culture. Explain to me exactly how. You need to give me the details of.
It's not just culture. I'm not saying like it's just one specific thing that's the problem for this. You know what I mean? There's multiple things that play a massive
How big of an
role in
impact
this.
does culture have? Can you give me like a percentage?
A huge impact. I mean, you can
okay,
see
if it's a huge impact, then you should be able to give me clear examples of how culture is even remotely relevant.
The Chinese, for one. Indians
Wait,
is
what?
another huge one.
Are Indians and Chinese black people? I'm confused.
Culture. We're talking about culture. We're talking about culture right now. That's what I said. Culture.
But we're talking about black culture, and you haven't given me an example as to why black people have something specific about their culture that is not allowing them to live in a two-family household. I know what the answer is. I'm just fucking dancing around the issue because I want to see where your mentality is. I know what the answer is. Do you want me to give you the answer?
Do you not hear me? Is my mic not? Hold on, let me check.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you.
Gangs, drugs, violence like that. The rap culture of, shoot 'em up, slap a bitch, shit like that isn't good. I mean, if you look at Chinese cultures have massive, work ethic instilled in their kids from a super young age, being successful. Same with East Asians, I believe, or not East Asians, excuse me. It's one of the Indian groups.
No, other cultures don't have any violent. Other cultures never have violence in their art. You're right. It's not reflective of their living conditions. Like culture's not reflective of their living conditions in any meaningful way. Do you think that maybe there are material reasons as to why black people, material reasons that you literally admitted to early on, that cause black people to have have their legs kicked out from under them, as you used? I'm using your words now.
Yeah,
do you think that's more? Do you think that's more impactful than the fact that like their culture plays any sort of significant factor in this? What difference does your fucking culture make, and why is black culture any different than any other culture? What difference does your culture make when the schools that you're going to are using textbooks that are fucking 20, 30 years old?
not arguing against that. I mean,
Okay, but that's but to rely on culture without any sort of serious fucking examples as to why black culture is somehow different than other cultures, and that this is somehow leading to single parent households inside of black culture is really silly. Do you want to know do you know what the real reason is? Do you want to know what the real reason why there are more single parent households in the black community than any other? What?
I said, let me know when I can respond. Go ahead.
Okay, okay, I'm asking you a question now. Do you want to know why do you not want to know why there are more single parent households in the black community than others?
No.
Okay.
Please tell me, yes.
It's not rap music, dude. It's the criminal justice system. It's the likelihood that black people, on average, are more likely to get far longer sentences for the same kinds of crimes. It's more likely that black people, on average, are far more likely to be persecuted and far more likely to be arrested for the same kind of minor and major fucking crimes that white people commit at the same rates. Now, there are exceptions to this rule, and violent crime is that exception when it comes to like homicide and shit. But ultimately, the overwhelming majority of crime that black people get fucking locked up for are the same kinds of crime that white people are also committing, except they are the ones that are going to jail for longer periods of time, and they are the ones that are getting persecuted for that same kind of shit. So it has nothing to do with rap music. Rap music is just reflective of the shitty hand that black people have been dealt. It's just music. It's just art. It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with like that music that you're consuming. Because white people consume white people consume rap music as well at higher quantities than black people do. So what does that mean? Are white people not being impacted by this culture? Are they not a part of this culture?
You're taking a very small point of what I said and twisting into like that's the whole main argument. I was using that as, these are some of the problems that are affecting it. And do you think the criminal justice system, that's due to race? Or do you think is that the reason why you think
the persecution of black people is a systemic injustice. It is something that needs desperate reform. The fact, black people and white people consume drugs at the same rate. Why are black people targeted and targeted at higher rates, like 2 times the rate to 11 times the same the same rate? And why do black people on top of that get longer sentences for the same kind of fucking minor possession?
Because there's more black people in poverty. It has nothing to do with race. There's more black people in poverty, and they don't have money to defend themselves like fucking rich white people do.
Wait, hold on. Let me just ask you something. Is it a crime to be poor? Like, is that a crime? I'm confused. Like, is that a justification?
No, but when you're poor, you do drugs on the street. You do drugs in alleys. When you're rich, you do drugs at fucking Joe Schmo's house in the suburbs.
Wait, do you think that like all the white people are doing drugs inside of fucking houses and shit? This is all anecdotal. You're just making stuff up now.
I'm not making stuff up. I'm using your exact same one. You said white people aren't getting charged at the same rate as black people.
Yeah, and you're trying to give me a justification for that beyond systemic racism, and your justification falls short of reality. You can't just like make up examples and say, well, white people are probably doing drugs in a different place than black people are.
On average,
give me a study that proves that. Give me a study that, and I will fucking concede to your point. And trust me, I've studied this for probably a lot longer than you have, and I've never seen a study like that says black people. What?
Hold on, you probably have. I'm not gonna look up everything.
I know, but you just said that you could be convinced otherwise, and that it would be stupid if you were faced with facts and then you still stood strong in your opposition without any sort of facts to back your statements up.
You haven't provided anything else other too. You've given me a counter
point of view. I gave you statistics, and you cannot disprove the reason for why those statistics exist. And I gave you statistics
too, and you can't disprove. I mean, it's the same argument back and forth, man. I mean, I'm not arguing.
Wait, no. I gave you actual disparity. Like, I gave you actual disparity in the criminal justice system. A disparity that white people and black people consume drugs and possess drugs at the same rates. Okay? And even sell drugs at the same rates, depending on where you're looking at and what study you're looking at. However, in the state of New York, for example, in New York City, black people are 11 times more likely to be searched. So why do you think that is?
Because black people are disproportionately committing more crime. That's not a racist thing. That has nothing to do with race. That has nothing to
What
do
crime
with.
are we referencing? Because I just told you that they are literally, because I just told you that the crime is possession of drugs, and I told you that it's at the same rate, and if not higher for white people in some instances. You know that, right?
Are you talking about per capita, or are you talking about per capita, or are you talking about total numbers? Because
Rates, dude, rates. I'm not talking about total numbers. I'm talking about rates per capita. What do you think a rate is?
Let's pull up the New York rates right now for arrests by race. Show me a statistic that shows that they are. What is that?
Okay. Decades of disparity. This is an older study, but in every year from 1980 to 2007, blacks were arrested nationwide on drug charges at rates relative to population that were 3 to 6 times higher than white arrest rates. Okay? States by state data from 2006 show that blacks were arrested for drug offenses at rates in individual states that were 2 to 11 times higher than the rate of whites. The data also shed light on the persistent and extent of arrests for drug possession rather than sales. In every year, arrests for drug possession have constituted 64% or more of all drug arrests, and from 1999 to 2007, 80% or more of all drug arrests for possession. Okay? Now that we've established the boundary, I need to give you like actual usage rates. I don't know why it's not in this one. Hold on. Targeting black.
And was that just for New York, or what was that for?
No, this is across the United States. Okay, here. This is a better one. This is an ACLU Human Rights Watch drug consumption study, and I can send that to you as well if you want.
Yeah, just post it in the Discord or whatever. The drug consumption rates? Yes. I'm not arguing that they consume rates at different.
Okay.
You know.
They consume and possess drugs at similar rates, if not higher, for white folk, depending on what study you're looking at. Okay.
Okay. My underlying point is that poverty breeds crime, arrests. You interact with the police.
Okay, so you understand that.
Standards.
Yeah, you understand that poverty breeds crime, and yet you still
Correct.
think that there is like Yet you still think that there's some sort of disparity in culture. It's not that. Yes,
no,
poverty breeds crime, and if you understand that poverty for blacks is a consequence of systemic racism and disenfranchisement, then you understand what the problem is. Then we have nothing to disagree on.
I don't think that now
today it's different.
Yes.
Okay. So
yes,
do you think
yes.
that in the aftermath of the civil rights movement, the Civil Rights Act, do you think that that it was all of a sudden magically solved? Did we give money back to black people and said, sorry, black people, here's a bunch of fucking capital, go out and invest it in and create and generate wealth for yourselves? Apologies for the slavery thing. Yeah, we didn't give you any sort of reparations or whatever. And apologies for the additional fucking 100 years of racism. Beyond that, at the systemic level, where we literally codified our racial boundaries. Here's some money. No, we didn't do that. We just fucking kept persecuting them, and people like yourself kept justifying that by saying, well, they're just poor. Why don't they just pick themselves up by their bootstraps?
Putting words in my mouth, man. I never justified any of that at all. Okay, I'm not saying any of that was right. I'm fully against it. I'm saying we've gone past that, and we need to treat people as individuals and not with this reparations shit that you're talking about. I mean, you can't. There's no way to even ratify any of those totals or how that would work or anything. It's just not possible nowadays, man. And you can't say systemic racism. Like, show me a crime. This is a Ben Shapiro line too. I like this one. Show me a crime or a law or something that is against black people that is racist in nature, and I will agree with you, dude. I will 100% agree with you. You can't just say this boogeyman bullshit. It's systemic racism.
It's not a boogeyman if you can't understand the concept that I'm laying in front of you. And you have no
Yes,
you
you're
have no
saying
alternate
racism.
statistics to disqualify the argument that I laid in front of you. Just because
Okay,
Ben
and you-
Shapiro refuses to have a conversation with actually intelligent leftists who know what the fuck they're talking
you
about when it
can't
comes to this
show
sort
me-
of issue doesn't mean that there isn't a counter argument to Ben Shapiro's dumbass statements. Systemic racism absolutely exists within the criminal justice system, and the perfect example of this is drug possession. And when I give you the answer to why that is happening, you say, well, black people are more poor than white people, and that's why they're being persecuted. Okay, is there a part of that?
that's
Show
not
me a
the
piece
answer.
of the law that says you're allowed to persecute poor people at higher rates
I never
than.
said that. I never said that.
What did you say
Because-
then? Then you have no argument, and you should concede to my point that it is that there
No.
is systemic racism within the justice system, the criminal justice system.
Because X happened in the past and people were still affected by that doesn't mean that there's anything now today that is still like that.
Wait.
How can you draw the
What
same
do you?
things? You're
What,
saying
so
that-
why do you think? So why do you think that every black person living in America, every African American person living in America right now, okay, was
Watching your
living
mouth
in
and listening to
abject
us
poverty
throw
1.5
you off.
generations ago? How do you come to terms with that? Do you think 1.5 generations is enough for an entire fucking race of people to recover completely?
No, I don't.
So
I'm
then
not
you
saying
can't
that.
say that like this sort of disenfranchisement doesn't like you can't
we
say that
got-
like show me a piece of legislation that is
Yes, we
hurtful.
can.
And there are pieces of legislation that are
The best
hurtful. The
thing-
crack cocaine distinction is one of them. The
No,
fact that
well-
crack, because it's consumed by black people, was
bullshit.
What do you mean that's
This is one of the easiest ones to debunk, dude. This is one of the easiest
Please
ones to
debunk the crack cocaine law that
Crack-
even the administration itself admitted was racist, please.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm sure some fucking guilty dudes that were trying to pander or whatever said it was racist, or they admit it was racist. But
Or
crack
maybe
cocaine
it was
way-
racist, and
Okay,
everyone
well, maybe-
thinks it was racist, and
Okay,
and
let-
racist
let-
laws still exist, like the voter ID laws, which we will get into in a second. Everyone fucking chill, like.
Yeah, I can't read. I don't know. I'm sure people have been talking all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
This is
I'm not-
another
I'm
problem
not-
with
I'm
the-
not.
This is another problem with the left too, man. Is just because we disagree on something doesn't mean that I think you're a bad person, dude.
I
mean,
don't
the
think you're a
left
bad
is-
person either. I think you're misguided. So explain to me why the crack cocaine difference is
tell you right-
not
I'll tell you-
racially charged.
I'll tell you right now, because crack cocaine is 10 times easier to distribute than powder cocaine, and it was destroying the black families. If you look at that legislation, I mean, you can laugh.
So
if
we
you want. If you look at
decided
that-
to fucking lock them in jail
Let me-
for
can I
10
finish?
times
Let me
10
finish.
to
Let
100
me-
times longer sentences than whites
you know what?
consuming cocaine? What a dumb
You wanna let me
concept.
finish?
Who
Can I finish?
No, because you're making an insane argument. You can't
No,
say that
okay.
it's destroying the fuck. Okay, get your bad argument out and then let me debunk it after. Go ahead. Sorry.
That's a better plan. All right. So that law, or excuse me, yes, that law or that change to the criminality of crack cocaine was actually pushed by black legislatures in black neighborhoods because it was wrecking the black neighborhoods. That's 100%. That's not disputable. You can go back and look who were the initial proponents of that bill and whatnot. They were black community leaders and black. I think one of them was a Congress. I've looked up their names before. But anyways, it was a lot of other African Americans.
Can you please explain to me how? Can you please explain to me how locking, like, whoever came up with the legislation does not matter.
saying it's
Can you
a
explain
good
to me
idea.
how locking a black father, let's say,
Okay, you're shifting
in
the argument.
jail
You're shifting the
for
argument.
crack? I'm not shifting. Can you explain
Yeah,
to me
yeah.
how locking a black father in jail for much longer fucking sentences, for crack, for the possession of crack cocaine, than a white father for the possession of cocaine?
Okay.
How is that helping the
I just-
black family?
I just started
And how is
watching-
that helping the
consuming
black
that-
community?
You know what's prosecuted at the exact same rates? You know what's
No. Answer my question. Don't run away. You're a smart guy and you're a good guy, as you said. So you should be able to answer my question.
You're shifting the complete.
I'm
argument
not.
now, man.
I'm not.
I
You
never-
said that the crack cocaine distinction was brought about by black community leaders, apparently,
Correct,
and that they were doing
and
that
now
because
you're-
crack cocaine was obliterating the black families. And then you tried to fucking pivot away when I said, which one's obliterating black families more? Locking
said
people
answer.
up for longer
He literally
sentences
wrote-
for the same kind of fucking drug, or
He
actually
literally wrote
consuming
top
the
for more
drug
than 2
itself?
seconds. Okay, now you said the law was racist, okay, and then after I started giving an answer to why it was not racist,
you didn't give me an answer to why it was not racist.
Let me talk. You started saying why it was racist, okay, and I explained why it was racist. And now you're pivoting and saying, well, justify the law, say why it's a good law. I never said it was a good law or a good idea. I'm saying it wasn't racist.
Wait. Why do you think it's a bad law then?
I'm not defending that.
No. Why? Okay, you're not defending it. Why do you think it's a bad law? Let's walk through the steps together. Why do you think it's a bad law?
I would like to finish my point on that.
No. But give me why you think it's a bad law.
I'll say 100% why I think. I think all of them are a bad law. I don't think that we should be. I'm a fucking previous drug addict myself. I was addicted to Oxycontin and methadone for 10 years of my life. Man.
Okay, but you're not describing. Brother. Hey, man, look, I thank you for being brave enough to open up about your personal struggle, but that has nothing to do with this argument. Please explain to me why you think the crack cocaine distinction, which is very specific legislation, is a bad law, which you just said it's a bad law.
Okay. If anybody's following along here, okay, he started this with saying this was a prime example of systemic racism, and now he's badgering me about proving why it's a good law.
Because I'm asking you why you think it's a bad law. Stop yelling. You're yelling for no reason, buddy. I know why it's a bad law.
I'm not yelling. I'm getting excited.
Okay, I know why it's a bad law, and I think you know why it's a bad law too. You just don't want to say it because that would mean that you're conceding to my point.
No, I'm not at all. You're completely shifting the argument. You know what also has the same incarceration rates and affects white people disproportionately more than black people?
Oh, are we pivoting away from the crack cocaine thing now before you actually answer why do you think it's a bad law?
No, I'm giving you another example. You said it was racist.
No. But just explain to. But you haven't explained to me. But dude, this was a big part of your argument. You seem to have very passionate.
You brought this up.
Can you please answer the question? Why you think the crack cocaine laws were a bad law? Instead of screaming into the microphone, can you please tell me why you think the crack cocaine laws were bad? That distinction was bad.
Okay, I don't specifically, or sure, that one as well. I don't think any of them were a good idea. I don't think we should be incarcerating people for straight up drug use. I think that's a bad idea, period. It wrecks families, black and white, it doesn't matter the ethnicity of the person. It's not a good idea to lock people up for drug use.
But specifically the crack cocaine one. Why do you think that's bad? I understand that you're a drug, you want to legalize all drugs. I get it.
No, I never said that.
Wait, you didn't say you want to legalize all drugs? I'm confused. I thought that's what you were just saying. You just said it's so easy to debunk the crack cocaine thing, and then I gave you actual facts, and instead of answering any of that, you're like, you want to move on to other laws that discriminate against white folk or something.
You're drinking your own Kool-Aid, bro. You started this off with saying this is a prime example of systemic racism. Like, this is a law that's hidden in there only affecting.
It is. Okay, it's a bad law because it's systemically, because the legislators knew that black people weren't consuming cocaine, that they were consuming crack. So that was a very easy distinction to make in an effort to lock black people up with higher sentences for the same kinds of drug usage. That's why. And the justifications that they use.
Look it up, people. I mean, I'm sorry.
Don't look it up, people. Give me the fucking. Tell me how I'm wrong. Your feelings are not more important than the facts here, man. You gotta fucking give me some facts.
I haven't referenced my feelings about about a law at all, man. I don't think criminalizing drug use is a good idea, period. I didn't say we should legalize all drugs, for one. And you started this whole thing off with saying that's a prime example of systemic racism. I never said it was a good law or tried to explain why we should have the law. I strictly said that it was not racist in intent. It did not start as a racist law.
Yeah, okay. Why do you think that it impacted African Americans more? Do you think that they made this distinction between cocaine and crack for no reason other than the fact that that they knew that black people were going to be impacted by this?
Again, black legislators were the ones that pushed for this law.
Okay, how many black legislators were in Congress in 1986?
I don't know. I don't know at the time.
Wait, but I thought this was so easy to debunk, Mr. Ben Shapiro's line regurgitator. Give me the fucking facts.
I just did.
It doesn't matter if black legislators, which by the way, I believe it was a Nixon aide that admitted it, but Like
You're
it
shifting the
doesn't.
whole argument, though. I mean,
What?
you're shifting the whole argument, though. It started off as a racist, or that was your
I'm
example
not
of a
shifting
racist
the
law.
argument. I'm still on it. I'm telling you that
Okay.
crack cocaine is like a dark
Correct.
stain in the war on drugs, which was
And someone who-
also predominantly to fucking and disproportionately targeted black communities, was another
yes,
way
and-
to keep African Americans disenfranchised and locked away, and in a cycle,
you-
a never-ending cycle of poverty and therefore violence.
Okay, would you
This
say the
kind
same
of
thing about-
disproportionate,
would you say
this kind of disproportionate focus on the African American community is racist. And that's literally what systemic racism is. It's not racism that's in your face. Kwame Ture has a really fucking good quote about this, and I want to pull it just for this moment. I can't really remember, but it's like when a group of white supremacists firebomb an African American household, that's racism, and the community gets behind that and says that's terrible. Okay, that's in your face. But there's a different kind of racism at the systemic level that causes African American children to be born into a cycle of poverty and violence. I'm paraphrasing now. That at the systemic level doesn't happen in front of people's eyes. And a lot of moderate white folk like yourself excuse that behavior and try to make it seem as though it's a consequence of black culture when it's absolutely not. And when faced with facts, you have no answer. You just keep saying, no, it's not racist. Because what? Black legislators were involved in writing this bill? Like, how is that? How does that? Do you think black people cannot be racist towards other black people? Do you think black cops cannot be? Do you think black cops cannot still have? Cannot still develop some form of hatred towards black victims if they're consistently pursuing them? Do you not understand this concept at all? Like internalized racism? Like, is this not something that you've heard before? If these are new concepts, you can admit it. It's not something to be afraid of. Like, this is totally fine.
I still don't see how that at all proves systemic racism. I mean, you could say the. Would you
I mean,
not
if
say
legislation is specifically
talk.
crafted,
You gotta let me finish.
if legislation is crafted specifically to hurt or target the African American community, okay, and this is done obviously not because you can't write a fucking piece of legislation to say lock up black people anymore, so you have to find different ways around it. So my point is, just because the legislation doesn't specifically say we're gonna target black folk and throw them in jail, doesn't mean that it's not a racist piece of legislation. Anyway, keep going. Sorry, I keep cutting you off, but go on.
Would you not say the exact same thing about methamphetamine, which disproportionately targets white people and has the exact same sentence rate as crack cocaine?
Wait. You understand? Wait, are black people not going to jail for methamphetamine usage? That's actually, even though they're using methamphetamine, it's the same drug. Is there an equivalent to methamphetamine that has similar rates of usage in the black community, where black people are not going to jail at the same rates that white people are?
It's the exact same argument with white people. White people contribute or consume way more meth than blacks do, and they go to jail at rates twice the rate as blacks do for methamphetamine. So would you say the exact same argument for methamphetamine?
Did you just say black people and white people consume methamphetamine at the same rates, but white people go to jail at twice the rates? I'm confused.
No, if I did, that's not what I meant to say. Whites consume methamphetamine way more than black people do, and they go to rates or jail at way higher rates than. The disparity is there with methamphetamine. I mean, do you not see
do you understand how? Look, I'm not gonna make fun of you, but you understand. you just admitted why the problem exists in the first place. You get that, right? That's why, because white people are using it at higher rates, and therefore like, why would black people be targeted for methamphetamine at the same rates as white people if white people are using it at twice the rates that black people are? That's literally...
That's the exact same argument, because black people consume crack cocaine at
No,
rates
but I
higher
gave
than
you an
whites.
exact parallel between... Crack cocaine is still cocaine with baking soda, dog.
No,
So
you're
my point
tripping,
is, so
dude.
it's still the same
tripping.
drug. That's the difference.
No, it's not the same drug at all. It's consumed completely differently, and it's fucking 10 times easier to distribute in crack form. That's why that was one of the main reasons for
Someone in the chat said 10 grams of meth leads to 5 years, 5 grams of crack leads to 5 years, and 100 grams of cocaine leeds to 5 years. So tell me what that disparity looks like to you. I don't know if it's.
I don't know. Let me get a Twitter chat of 540 people pulling up fucking little side statistics out of their ass for me.
No, I wasn't even. Okay.
I'll throw some of mine in there too.
Okay, but just because you don't have, just because you don't have the answer. Just because you don't have the answer, but you have an opinion, and you originally started this conversation by saying, if I don't have the facts on my side, and the other side actually has the facts, then I'll concede to their opinion. Otherwise, I'm a dummy.
Correct. You haven't provided any facts, man. Just because you think something is racist and you have fucking that doesn't make any sense, man.
But I don't know what to. Okay. I don't know what else to give you when I actually tell you facts and you look at them and you say, well, that's not racist. And then when I ask you why it's not, but you don't, but you think you counter them, but you haven't. So give me.
What's your opinion at that point?
How many more studies do I need to give you for you to realize, like, oh, this
study, dude. You didn't give a single study, bro.
I mean, I gave you drug usage rates from the Human Rights Watch. Like, what else do you want me to give you?
Okay, now you're mixing topics. We were talking about poverty, or excuse me, African Americans being targeted more for drug arrest rates, and then we switched to systemic,
the crack cocaine.
Racism.
Okay. Yeah, well, first of all, crack cocaine is a drug, just so you know, and you're the one who switched it. I mean, the reason why we moved on the crack cocaine was because it was a more specific legislation that specifically was written so it would target the black community over the white community, okay? And the justifications that they used, and by the way, there is a better argument to this. If you want, I can fight on your end as well in this conversation because I am well versed in the subject. You could say that crack cocaine is actually more impactful than it's more lethal than cocaine or some shit like that. You could say that it's more powerful than cocaine, and that's why it's supposed to be persecuted at higher rates. It's all bullshit in the end of the day. All of those were the actual justifications that people tried to use at the time, but the real reason was because it predominantly was consumed by black people.
This sounds like the secret Jewish question reverse, man. This is like, ooh, the secret fucking hand of, white racism.
Wait, do you think racism is a secret in America, a country that benefited greatly from the industrial advantage of slavery, that fought for it, where half the country literally fucking fought for it to death?
No, I mean,
and then even after that, they still continued. They were like, no, we still like this fucking racism shit. We're going to continue it by putting in a set of rules. And that until 1964, those set of rules still existed that directly stated that black people were not the same as white people and should be, they were separate but equal. Are you going to tell me that this is like racism isn't as American as apple pie, really?
Sounds like he was not.
Is that your... Wait, did he leave?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm yapping with my wife too. Sorry.
Oh.
I don't think that's a proof or an example of systemic racism. Let's say I can see that one point. Let's move to another one. Where's another example of systemic racism?
Okay. Do you want to go back to? Do you want to go back to?
Okay. Actually, I'd like to go to hate speech. Why you think that's a good idea to ban that, and some of your other communist ideas? Why I think it's radicalizing little kids and fucking being extremely counterproductive to creating a better society.
Give me an instance where hate speech is productive in a conversation.
Plainly, so we know who the bad guys are, dude. I mean, you were literally arguing on that same video that I referenced at the beginning. You were literally arguing to, like, we need to shut these people up. We need to deplatform them. We need to get rid of them all so they can't spread their fucking message. I mean, do you honestly think that the majority of the population, if they hear this hateful shit, are gonna convert immediately and start? We're just gonna start breeding Nazis if
Did you not watch the rest of the video? Did you just see that part where I talk about the pipeline of how people slowly but surely escalate in their radicalization? And that's a consequence. It's like it starts off with jokes, and then and jokes are totally fine usually, unless they're deliberate and effective as an effective method in red pilling people. So
like Pepe.
What? No, not fucking Pepe, dude. Like symbolism changes throughout time, but there are certain things that don't change. Like the fact, like Holocaust denial. Holocaust denial is a
And do you
very
honestly
quick
think the
signifier
majority-
to figure out if someone's a Nazi or not.
I don't think all of them are Nazis. No, I've listened to some crazy Christian dudes that fucking try to disprove the Holocaust because of
they're not Nazis, but they're probably white supremacists or they're probably white nationalists. And if you were if you were here earlier, if you watched the whole thing, then you probably understand that like there are different demons, okay? There are different kinds of races. Not all of them are Nazis, and not all like when I say someone is a Nazi, I'm
you got
using
little kids
that as
saying
a
they got radicalized. Yeah.
what?
I said there's little kids in here saying they got radicalized.
Yeah, they did, dude. You couldn't save them, brother. I already got them. They're all fucking commies now, dude.
Does Twitch show? I don't think Twitch shows you their demographics. I'd be quite curious to see your average age of your followers.
They're fucking with you, dude. Just so you know. But anyway,
I'm sure some of them. Yeah.
they're all fucking with you.
So
but anyway, it's fine. They're gonna start.
It's okay to troll on one side, but not the other side, right? It's okay to throw up hammers and sickles on this side.
Because communism or socialism is not the same as fascism or Nazism. If you want to talk about that,
it doesn't lead to horrible shit.
No, one is an economic system. The other one is an ideology that is based. Were you not there when we just watched?
You seem like a pretty damn smart dude, man. Like,
I'm not. I'm a very stupid guy.
Okay, well, I'm sure have you read some fucking history books, bro? Like, I mean, little kids can tell you that communism is bad, bro. It's never.
Yeah, because first of all, I didn't grow up in this country. Right? I grew up in Turkey, so I benefited from a better understanding because I wasn't indoctrinated to the American notion that all levels of Marxist thought are totally fucking bad because of a thing called ideological warfare that was conducted around the planet. Where the United States went into other countries that were even engaging in levels of socialization, whether it was democratic or not, and fucking destroyed them. This happened all around Latin America, and one of the most notable instances is obviously Vietnam. And domestically, while children were growing up in America, they were learning that Russia is bad and that communism is bad and that all levels of Marxism need to be fucking destroyed. And worse than that, they never actually taught you anything about it. They just said it was evil and moved on. So that's why you have a broken perspective. And I don't fault you for it. I completely understand why you might be fearful of communism. I understand why you might be fearful of communism because because of your upbringing.
Shit, yeah.
What?
Because I work for my shit. Yes. What about Mao's China? What about Venezuela? How did the U.S. too come over and destroy their
that's really first of all, yes, the United States. Well, not specifically in regards to Mao's China.
What happened there?
Brother, you understand that those are entirely different countries. This is an economic system that they're trying to implement, and they have different ways of doing it, and those have been failures largely. You get that, right?
That's like saying fucking if I was the leader, I'd have done it the right way. I mean, I think that's crazy shit, man. I don't know.
Okay.
It's not.
You
it's
said
not a good
the other
system.
thing you asked was Venezuela. You said that. What about Venezuela? Okay.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. Okay. So do you know what level of private enterprise currently exists in the Venezuelan marketplace?
Private enterprise, probably none. I don't know.
It's 70%. Do you know another comparable nation? Do you know?
No way, bro.
Okay.
That has got to be the biggest bullshit statistic that you have said in fucking forever. Venezuela.
Okay. Venezuela's entire economy is nearly identical, or like it's comparable to Norway. Okay. Venezuela is currently a social democracy, similar to Norway. The difference between Venezuela and Norway, however, Norway also nationalizes its extraction industries, and it still has a comparable level of private enterprise. However, Norway is a predominantly white nation under the, and benefits from being a part of, or at least in the Eurozone. so the United States can't impose sanctions, and the IMF largely doesn't fucking try to meddle in their affairs in the similar fashion that they do with Venezuela. Like Venezuela's failures cannot be singularly attributed to fucking socialization when there are other countries that have the same level of socialization that haven't been impacted by imperialism and have been very successful. As a matter of fact, way more successful than the United States.
Anybody can look this up. I hope nobody's like falling for this shit. Denmark is an extreme. You've heard these counterpoints too. I've heard you debate with Charlie Kirk about these exact same topics.
Yeah, and I dunked on him in the same fashion.
Not even close, bro. Not even close on some of these things. No.
What? What do you mean? Why are you getting upset?
I'm not upset. I'm sorry. I'm getting excited. I enjoy this conversation, man. Like
I know, but you understand that like you watched the Charlie Kirk debate and you thought like when he said Venezuela, you thought that was a dunk. No. Like he got fucking wrecked in that argument. The facts are on my side on that argument, and anyone who understands.
Close. Okay, let me talk.
Okay, Norway, but when I give you these facts, you have no way to debunk them.
Facts, man. You're talking like, oh, these guys got socialist things. You guys don't got socialist things, man. I mean, okay. Norway, and the Scandinavian countries that you love to reference, those are extremely free market capitalist economies. With
you know what a social democracy is?
Yes, I know what a social democracy is.
Okay, what's a social democracy? Describe it to me.
In layman's terms, it's ran by the people. It's democracy, buddy. I mean, I don't. Do you want me to get the fucking dictionary or the different?
Okay, well, how would that be different than another kind of democracy then?
You're talking about democracy now. We were talking. You were talking about.
Dude, you don't.
Their economies.
Listen, dude. Don't get frazzled. Don't get frazzled. I'm not trying to dunk on you. I'm trying to be super nice. I'm literally doing this with kitty wheels right now because you are a nice person, and I think I genuinely think that you're a little misguided. You're a little misguided, so I'm not fucking dunking on you, but you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, okay? Social democracies are literally those countries that you mentioned. They have high levels of socialization, they have a robust welfare state, and they're still capitalist. So is fucking Venezuela. And that's precisely why I gave you the percentage of private industry, and that's precisely why I gave you specific industries that were nationalized, which is the extraction industry, both in Venezuela and also in Norway.
Okay, Venezuela is heavily ran by the government. Norway and Sweden and all these other fucking...
What do you mean it's heavily ran by the government versus the fucking... Do they not have elections? Like, I don't understand.
It's crony capitalism. Like
last year, the private... Everything is crony capitalism. America is crony capitalism. You understand that, right? Capitalism is crony capitalism.
Okay, they don't have a free market system in Venezuela, bro.
Describe to me what a free market is. Explain to me exactly one industry from Norway or in America or anywhere that is a free market economy.
That is a free market. Okay, well, I'm sure you're gonna nitpick anything I say, but I'll give you.
Give me just what that is. Give me like what the free market economy is, and how it exists in these countries that you're referencing, and how it's different than how it goes down in Venezuela.
So, wait. Are you blaming the United States for destroying Venezuela like it was going to be a success story, except for the imperialist?
I think you're running away from the very direct question because you don't have an answer for it. I'm going to be honest with you. So give me the answer to my question.
Okay, what was the question again? Sorry, what is a free market? A free market is where people can freely transact between one another without heavy government regulation. So if I want to make a pair of socks and sell
without
them for
heavy
5
government
cents,
regulation? No, without no government regulation.
Okay,
no government interference whatsoever. So give me an example of an industry that has never benefited from government regulation in any way that exists standalone.
Exactly my point. You're nitpicking my.
I'm not nitpicking. I'm just telling you that you're basing your argument off of basically an economic fucking mythology. And that it doesn't, like, give me an example and I will fucking concede to your point. I don't know what else to say. I'm not nitpicking, but you can't just come in and be like, unicorns are the reason why the United States economy works perfectly versus unicorns don't exist in Venezuela. You said free market, so tell me what the fuck that is and how that has benefited the United States economy significantly.
Very little government regulation.
No, that's not a free market. No government regulation. Free market means that there should be no government regulation.
Yes, you're using the
free market does not exist. That's the point.
Okay, so yeah, exactly what I said. You're trying to nitpick the argument in half. If you were going to rank the most freest economies in the world. Norway and Sweden and Denmark would be
Okay,
towards the very
by
top,
what
where
ranking are they
Venezuela-
free?
Okay. The least amount of regulation, the most free trade, they have the most. I don't know how else to explain.
Are they
it.
the
You-
most
you're
freest
gonna-
out of all the other ones that are not as free, I guess?
That's why they're able to sustain such a high level of social welfare in those places, is because they have very little regulation. They
Okay,
have
you know
low
what country
taxes
has
on
the least regulation when it comes to this? A decentralized state, effectively? Somalia. Do you think Somalia's enterprise is the best? Do you think enterprise is thriving in Somalia right now?
No, I don't know.
Then why the fuck are you making this argument?
You're arguing at the complete opposite ends of the spectrum, man. You like.
I'm not arguing the
Venezuela-
complete opposite of the spectrum. You're giving
Yes,
me
you
this
are.
fucking insane thing that does not even exist, okay? As far as
Okay,
as
so
far
then
as
go
the
back to
free
the
market
question.
goes,
Go back-
and then
go
you're
back to the
saying that
question.
it's the most free in America when I'm giving you the same level of private enterprise in one country over the other, but one has
wrong,
not
though.
been able
That's
to
100%
successfully
wrong.
implement a social democracy versus the other has. And when I ask you what the reasons are for that, you have no explanation for it whatsoever.
I just
So, like,
gave
why are
you-
we still
you-
having
you-
this conversation?
you-
No, your
you're
explanation
saying,
is
"Oh,
one
that's
is
not
more
the
free.
real- that's not the real definition of a free economy and free market." I mean, dude, you're. I think you know these answers, but you like don't want to concede, give any ground. Like you don't want to give an inch on any of this shit, man. So
Why
if-
would I give an inch when you're entirely incorrect?
So then, why did Venezuela fail, bro? And why is Denmark and the fucking the Scandinavian countries thriving?
Okay.
Well, not
Wait,
really
wait.
finding, but
Let's
how are they
no.
able to-
This is good. This
how
is
are
good.
they-
No. You're close. You're close to the answer. You're close to the answer. Why do you think it
Yeah,
did?
exactly.
Let's walk through it. No. Why do you think it did? I'm not trying to trap you. I'm asking you.
I told you, but you keep trying to nitpick my fucking argument. They
But like,
have
what is it?
lower
What do you think the
government-
big economic difference is between Venezuela and Norway?
massive government fucking socialist
No, it's
bullshit,
not.
where
No,
the
it's
government's
not.
trying to run everything, dude.
No, it's not. Okay? Give me examples of what you mean then.
Give me on what Venezuela?
Yeah,
The
like what are
government
the what are the
regulates everything.
what are the differences in the way that government is working that would yield that one is a social democracy and the other isn't?
Say that again. Say it again.
If both are social democracies,
Okay,
both
I
Norway
just
and
wanna-
Venezuela are social democracies, and they are. What are the differences in governance within Venezuela and Norway?
So you consider the U.S. a social democracy as well?
U.S. is a social democracy with very, very low levels of socialization. U.S. is also a
So-
mixed economy, yes.
So what's the difference between Venezuela and the U.S. then?
The amount of private enterprise. The U.S. is, I don't know
And
what
you
the
said
exact
that-
percentage is, but
and you
U.S. is a
said that
mixed
you said-
economy.
And you said Venezuela has 75%. It's private enterprise.
Yes.
You're still sticking with that?
Yeah, I did, but you haven't given me a difference between Norway and I said 70, but someone in the chat said 75. No, I originally said 70. Someone in the chat said 75, but I
Okay,
believe
whatever,
it's
70,
I believe it's
75.
70. It doesn't matter. 70, 75. If it's a socialist country, there should be no private enterprise. That's the whole fucking point.
Exactly, and I'm saying it's not. I mean, we're agreeing
Okay,
on this
so are
point.
you gonna fucking? Are you?
You just conceded to me, man. You just.
No,
agreed
I
with me. You
didn't.
just
There
said-
would be 0% private enterprise in a socialist country. So if there is any private enterprise in
what's
this
your
country, it's
argument?
not a socialist country.
So then, what wrecked Venezuela? You're saying, private enterprise wrecked Venezuela? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying
what are
that
you saying?
different countries with different geopolitical interests, with different natural resources, with different fucking needs for their citizens, have different reasons for why some fail and some don't. But beyond that, because I'm not an idiot, I know that this is a multivariate problem. But beyond that, Norway
that
has
was
never
the
been interfered with when they were
That was the point I was
socializing
making. That was the
versus
point I was making with the
Venezuela
race question, by
has
the way.
on top of everything else. So you can't just say, you can't just fucking.
You're making the same argument that I was making at the beginning of this with the issue of black poverty and whatnot. I said it's a multi. That's exactly the point I was making. There's
Yeah, but then I
multiple
gave you
reasons.
specific reasons as to why it
No, you said
happened
it's
versus
racist,
you
racist,
conceded
racist.
to fucking
Racist.
culture. And also, like, there's
No,
no.
I didn't
And then
say
you.
culture only, dude.
Okay, but then I said it's not culture. What's more, when I asked you what percentage of culture was impactful in the fact that black people were fucking locked up at higher rates, you had no answer for that. And also, again, why are we going back to the other argument where you already conceded to my point? Let's go back to the fucking socialism one.
No, you said it's a multivariate problem with the multivariate problem.
Yes, and we established that it was a multivariate problem in the black one too, and you still conceded. So fuck the black one. So let's keep going.
Concede? No, I didn't. I didn't concede, for the record. By the way, the only reason I brought that back up is that was my point, bro. Is you were using that. You're using that as a defense right now with the Venezuela debate, and I was saying that was my point too with the black thing. I wasn't saying it was just this one thing or it's just that one thing.
Okay, just go back to the fucking let's go back to socialism. We're having a conversation about socialism, okay?
Yeah, it sounds great on paper, dude. Like
it's not sounds great on paper. I'm asking you
it does.
Why you think Venezuela is drastically different than Norway. And when I gave you one of the best examples as to why it's not, the existence of like a massively impactful private industry.
That's
what socialism, private sector. What socialism, private sector still dominates Venezuelan economy despite Chavez crusade. This is from Fox News, dude. Okay.
Yeah, I said crony capitalism. Yeah, it's.
Okay, so but the U.S. is crony capitalist too. All capitalist structures are crony capitalism. Crony capitalism just means that the government helps private enterprise in a meaningful way. That's capitalism. Capitalism in this current state cannot exist without government interference.
Okay,
whether it be big bailouts when the fucking when the markets inevitably crash, or subsidies for specific industries, and this exists in countries like Norway as well, and this exists in countries like Venezuela as well, and this certainly exists in countries like the United States. So it's not necessarily socialism, especially if we both agree that Venezuela is not a socialist country.
They don't inevitably crash. I mean, the banks.
Capitalism doesn't inevitably crash, really? Sure, seems like it keeps happening though. It's really weird. I mean, maybe you're right. I don't know.
I mean, it's 100%. That's not a debate point. I mean, the banks crashed because the government was giving them subsidized loans and they were doing stupid ass shit that the government was allowing them to do.
Oh, so the government. You wait. Where can you tell me where you consume your news? Because it really. It really seems to me like you're coming to me with all the dialogue tree options, dude. Like all of them.
The what? What is that? Dialogue tree options?
Like an NPC, like a video game character. You're regurgitating things you've heard from Ben Shapiro and Charlie Kirk and whatnot, and they're very easily debunked claims, which is why.
You guys sure do love the fucking rights memes. You guys are like trying to hijack. That's the one thing that is massively clear in your Twitter chat.
You keep going back to the same points that are easily fucking disproven over and over again, and I feel like it's a consequence of you being in a right-wing echo chamber and not being exposed to other ideas. I'm trying to help you make better arguments, basically. So
okay.
Well,
that's what I'm here to do as well, too, brother. So I mean.
All right, well, I mean, but it's not. I want to hear something unique from you, and all I've heard thus far is the same shit that I hear from the boring same arguments that Charlie Kirk tried to make as well.
And I could say the exact same thing about you, bro. You're saying the exact same shit I've heard from
because you watch my content. Because you watch me debate Charlie Kirk. That's why you think I'm saying the exact same things. Because on the other side of the equation, it's me again.
It's you again. No, I could say I said I could say the exact same thing about you with other Marxist fucking professors throughout time. You're regurgitating the exact same shit that you've heard.
Wait, do you think Charlie Kirk is at the same level of Charlie Kirk has the same level of knowledge when it comes to theory? A person who didn't even fucking go to college with a professor who studies and teaches Marxism? Yeah, of course I fucking read books and sometimes read books and get my factual information from a multitude of different sources. Some of them are academic studies and some of them are fucking Marxist, the professors, but that doesn't mean that like they're wrong. That just means they're well versed. Also, we are so far gone. We are I'm giving you too much of a leash, dude. Let's get back to the fucking Norway argument, okay?
All right,
give me exactly why.
I'm gonna copy and paste gonna copy and paste your exact response there as to where I've gotten my information too. I'm just fucking, you know, I could literally say the exact same thing you just said. So,
Okay, where are you getting your information from? That's why I asked you. And then once you're done answering,
I'll say the exact same thing you just said. I'm reading books. I'm reading these people, or I'm doing that. Or
but you can't give me specific examples. Give me some intellectual heroes of yours then.
Locke. Let's see. Thomas Sowell. Shit, I'm gonna put me on the spot. There's lots of people. I've read a lot of Ben Shapiro's shit. I've read a lot of Jordan Peterson.
Ben Shapiro is not an intellectual, and neither is Jordan Peterson. They're both charlatans. Locke is acceptable, and Thomas Sowell is not. But you're just using Sargon, like the fucking people that Sargon references and other classical liberals, dude.
I love how you find this comical. I mean, like
I do, because I've heard it so many times, and at least you've done enough research to make it seem like you have credible people that you're backing. But
so anyway. who did you name that I can? Let's do the exact same thing. I mean, we can literally go back with this little stupid insult thing back and forth. You can name somebody.
Richard Wolff, Yanis Varoufakis, Noam Chomsky when it comes to foreign policy, Thomas Piketty when it comes to income inequality, like. What do you mean? Like, there are plenty of fucking academics that I can reference that are both modern and also in the past. Like, I'm talking about modern intellectuals and modern academics that I'm getting my facts from. So
and Jordan Peterson isn't a fucking modern academic. I mean,
Jordan Peterson is a clinical research psychologist who fucking doubles as a self-help guru for young men and talks about cleaning your fucking room and then randomly about collectivism versus individualism. He is not a philosopher. He is not an academic in any of the fields that he's famous for. From my understanding, he's just like a regular run-of-the-mill clinical psychologist. So are you next going to tell me that Sam Harris is a fucking theologist? Like, is that what we're going to move over to?
I don't know why you can't concede like some of these people. Like you said, Ben Shapiro isn't a good intellectual. I mean,
no, he's not. A person who has advocated for a final solution on Palestinians, a person who says dumb shit like global warming or climate change doesn't exist, and if it did, it doesn't matter because people will move away. People who are whose houses will go underwater will just move. It's not like they will stay there. Is not an intellectual by any means. And I at least have Ben Shapiro and I are on the same wavelength. Okay, we're both fucking pundits, but the difference is I admit that I'm stupid. He doesn't. He makes it seem like he's so fucking brilliant when he's not.
You can disagree. I don't understand why you can't concede that. Like you just called yourself stupid, dude. Like I disagree with you, but I don't think you're fucking stupid. Like Ben Shapiro
I think I'm stupid.
I guarantee you, Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, those people are gonna be fucking quite famous people in another, you know.
Wait, fame is now we're using fame as a metric for who is deemed an intellectual.
Man. Whatever, man. I'm saying they're gonna be remembered the same way as other great, you know, speakers and people of our time and shit, man.
Yeah, they're never gonna be remembered. I can assure you of that. And beyond that, they certainly will not be remembered if they are. They're not gonna be remembered as intellectuals. Especially the way Ben Shapiro has advocated against fucking climate change. I don't think he's gonna be. And so has Jordan Peterson, by the way.
Jordan Peterson's a fucking phenomenon, bro. Like, are you kidding me? The dude is.
Wait, how is he a phenomenon? Oh no, brother, you're. Oh
my God.
You have entered the fucking. You've literally entered the actual Hydra den here. If you think Jordan Peterson is a phenomenon.
I'm the Hydra, bro.
No,
you don't have to agree with him, dude. I mean, the dude fucking blew up like crazy, bro. You don't have to like him.
Okay, so did fucking Justin Bieber. Is Justin Bieber a phenomenon and an intellectual hero? Like, blowing up more often than not is not a good metric to figure out if someone is smart or not.
You don't think Justin Bieber will be remembered? You don't think Justin Bieber will be remembered?
No, I think Justin Bieber will be, but he's a musician. No. Jordan Peterson, on the other hand, just has a fucking Patreon and takes advantage of people like yourself who are socially conservative by fucking feeding them this idea that, you know, individualism, if you put your head down and work hard enough, that ultimately you will achieve a marginally better result, and that's good for everyone, especially Jordan Peterson. Also here, please give me $80 for a personal speaker's fee.
That's physically conservative, but I mean, I don't understand.
Physically conservative? What the fuck is physically conservative?
Not socially conservative. Like I'm not against. I'm socially liberal. physically conservative. Like, I don't want the government to spend a bunch of money. I don't want fucking.
Okay, this is the difference. For everyone in the chat, this is the difference. This is where Destiny fucking dunks on him and makes fun of him. Versus I am a nice person and I won't do that and make fun of him because he doesn't understand the difference between fiscally conservative and physically conservative. Physically conservative is not a real thing. What you're referencing is fiscally conservative. I'm sure you're a little frazzled and that's why you're having this problem. It's okay. It's okay. Everyone be fucking chill. Okay, look, dude.
Do you not? What are you trying to debunk there, or fucking meme on, bro?
Oh no, dude, come on, don't do this. Please don't do this. Please don't do this. You're embarrassing yourself, dude. This is they're clipping this, dude. I'm really trying to help you out, dude.
Please do. Man,
Oh,
I would
no,
love to get
dude.
owned by the commies.
You don't
the
even
commies,
know
man.
what the difference is between, like, there's no such thing as physical conservatism, dude. You mean fiscal conservatism. Fiscal.
so
Fiscal.
Yes, fiscal with the government. Did I not say that right
With the
afterwards?
government? What do you mean with the government? What does that mean?
Oh my god! I was trying to explain. You said I'm socially conservative, which I'm not.
Okay,
I was.
Jordan Peterson
You're-
is socially
you're-
conservative, and he preys upon people who have social conservative leanings, or some form of conservative leanings, to make it seem as though what he's preaching is the objective truth, by making it seem as though he is unbiased, and he does this in a number of different ways, especially by using clinical research language that seems objective, as though he is dealing with
How are you dunking-
empirical data. I'm
I love
not
you-
dunking on him. I'm just saying that he's biased and he's socially conservative and he's out of his element when it comes to the fucking humanities beyond, like, psychology.
Okay, I find it odd how, I mean, somebody you're telling a clinical psychologist that he doesn't know what he's talking about when you yourself are
No,
not
because
even
I'm not
versed in
talking
that at
about
all.
clinical psycho. I don't know anything about fucking like. If we're gonna talk about Jordan Peterson's psychological research, I'm out of my element. I admit that. But if we're gonna talk about politics, Jordan Peterson doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, especially when it comes to Marxism, especially when it comes to fascism. For some weird reason, even though he claims that he's studied it his entire life, and yet he keeps having these oopsie doopsie moments where he keeps doing Holocaust revisionism, or he keeps citing authors that have gotten in legal trouble with with Germany, basically for their Holocaust revisionism. So it's just very weird.
The dude has a Soviet like museum in his house, bro. Like, what are you trying to say, that he's fucking doing Nazi references? What is he dog whistling? What are you saying?
He's just out of his element when he's talking about fascism and even Marxism, surprisingly.
So
just
you're
because he has a
saying
lot of
he's-
memorabilia doesn't mean that he knows what the fuck he's talking about. I have plenty of memorabilia. I don't know the ins and outs of the Soviet Union.
You said he's referenced, or he keeps referencing Nazi shit and German stuff. or
No,
whatnot.
he
What are you-
keeps
what are you saying?
misrepresenting. Oh no, we got to go down a whole. Look, there are a lot of videos that I've done on this subject as well. If you want to go watch it, you watched like one of the fucking shittiest ones. Like, no offense to the two bros that I debated, but you really did watch one of my most boring conversations. Go watch the one where I talked to a
watched
Jordan
quite a
Peterson
few.
supporter whose mind I changed by the end of that. He might be in the chat right now. That's on the
Jordan
YouTube.
Peterson. No, you talk in your videos in an extremely condescending way, like people are fucking idiots too.
I don't think you're, dude. I'm being so nice to you, man. Come on, dude.
I'm not saying to me. I said in your videos. You said go watch more of your videos. I was talking about your overall tone in your videos.
Okay, are you
That was
tone
my
policing me? What the fuck kind of SJW shit is this, dude? Are you wait? Are you the Twitch streamer? Like, is there a channel that I should subscribe to? Are you gonna teach me how to fucking do my job that I've been doing rather successfully for this long? Like, I don't get it.
I am a Twitch streamer, but you can subscribe if you want. I play video games, bro.
Okay. Listen, don't promote yourself. You haven't earned that right. Okay. Here's.
No,
Oh
I'm
my
not
God.
trying to get
Yeah.
off of that. My original like contention with you promote these antifa kid bullshits. You're promoting like hate speech. Like, let's shut
Okay,
everybody
let's
up that
talk
we
about
don't agree with.
anti-fascism, which was originally why you wanted to come in. Why do you think
Yeah, sure.
anti-fascism is bad?
I don't think anti-fascism.
Okay, what do you think Antifa stands for?
they are clearly operating with fascist.
What do you think
tactics,
Antifa
dude.
stands for?
They're hijacking the term, man. Like, you can use this with fucking anything.
Wait, but why? If they're hijacking the term, and if they're hijacking the same symbolisms, and if they're hijacking the same mentality, which is combating fascism, by any means necessary, through a collective, through localities, through a decentralized action, then don't you think that it's just the same thing? Why do you think it's a little different than 1938? Like, what are the specific differences between antifascistische Aktion back then and anti-fascism now in America? What are the differences?
Okay, I'll tell you the major differences, bro, is because you're like the fucking, not saying you personally, but they're like the alt-right dressing up, playing goddamn, swords and shit in Charlottesville, man. Like,
wait, what? Wait. The anti-fascists were playing with swords and just like Charlottesville? No.
Oh my God.
There were fascists in Charlottesville, so of course anti-fascists counter that protest. That's the whole point of it. Do you know what anti-fascism is? Do you want me to walk you through like what Antifa is?
What I'm saying is the Antifa, the American little kids that are running around, are not fighting fascists, dude. They're fucking bashing. Okay,
what were the people? What were the people at Charlottesville, if not alt-right and fascists? What were they? Were they very fine people?
No, I'm sure they're no.
Okay.
I'm sure
if people are screaming Sig Heil and blood and soil, and they're screaming Jews will not replace us, and their whole point there is that they've mobilized on the internet to come out with a strong showing that they wear literal uniforms to make it seem as though they're pleasant, as though that they don't know, they no longer have to hide their faces, that they are saying that they're fascists. What do you think? Do you think no one should oppose that?
Okay. There's 300 or so of these bad guys that you guys are talking about actually showed their faces in Charlottesville. I bet you a good majority of these fucking kids are a bunch of idiots that really don't believe in half the shit they were saying or just playing around. I bet you there was a good majority of them.
Okay, let's change
by the way.
No, let's reframe this for a second so you have a better understanding. If a bunch of brown people stormed the streets of Charlottesville, and they were blasting fucking ISIS propaganda, and they were dressed up in a specific way, and they had gotten in Discord servers and gotten together and had said, you know what, we're all ISIS, we love ISIS, we want to bring ISIS rule, we want to bring Sharia law, we want to fucking do all the ISIS stuff here in America, and they were marching down the streets. Would you say that some of those people in that crowd were just very fine people, or would you say that they're still terrorist sympathizers?
I would 100% agree with you. Would you say the same thing though on the left? That's
Wait. You agree that a terror organization, when they're doing this, even though they're exercising their First Amendment rights, the people that are alongside them are still terrorists, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
cool. You got that part. Okay. So there's.
Hold up, man. Let me talk a little bit.
But hold on. But Charlottesville is exactly that, but just white.
No, it wasn't at all close, dude. I don't
How?
think that. Okay, the KKK is a terrorist organization. Yes.
What about the alt-right? What about other fascists? What about Nazis?
What about Nazis? Sure,
okay,
Nazis,
let's say this was.
Can be considered terror. What Nazis have committed terror acts in the United States? Please pull that up right now. Not KKK, but Nazis.
Wait, hold on. Were you not here? Like, did you come to America yesterday, dude? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, literally 3 weeks ago, a Nazi entered a synagogue in Pittsburgh and killed 11 Jews in the worst fucking hate crime, the worst anti-Semitic hate crime that has happened on U.S. soil.
And he belonged to a Nazi organization.
Yes! He was literally on Gab, which is where all the fucking Charlottesville kids are. Come on, dude. Listen, man. You seem like a nice person, okay? But your ignorance is starting to become really fucking annoying. Because you have this confidence within your ignorance that makes you think in your mind that you're actually fucking dunking when you yourself look like a total fucking moron. So either sit down and shut up and listen to me when I give you actual information so you can enlighten yourself, or we can continue this dance back and forth, and you will, and then I'm gonna stop fucking not dunking on you. I'm gonna continue to dunk on you going forward. I will take the fucking, I will take the kiddie wheels off.
What? There isn't. You compared ISIS, or you said if ISIS was in Charlottesville doing, ISIS shit. I don't think the KKK is a terrorist. I was talking strictly on the point of this being a terrorist organization. The KKK, I believe, is deemed a terrorist organization.
Okay, the distinction between what is a terrorist organization and what is not in the U.S. government is exclusively to fucking destroy due process. Okay. So, like, it doesn't matter what, like, but even then, the fucking white supremacist gangs are also considered terror organizations and terror cells, okay? All right.
So you think, who else do you think, my bigger point
Charlottesville was a terrorist organization, a bunch of terrorist organizations getting together and fucking marching and exercising their First Amendment rights, and they are all fascists, self-admitted fascists. So of course, the other side, or at least fascist sympathizers at the very least. So if you can extend that same kind of mentality to ISIS and the people that sympathize with ISIS, if they were fucking marching down the street, you can totally understand that white people are also capable of doing this. Unless when the color of the skin changes, then all of a sudden their goals change as well in your perspective. And if you're not a racist person, the answer should be no, it doesn't.
No, I never said that at all. I said the Charlottesville people were a bunch of the 300 or 400 actually fucking Nazis or whatever you want to call them, KKK or white supremacists, actually decided to show up around the country, and half of them I think were fucking probably playing make believe, brought the internet in real life and thought it was cool until they got fucking called out for it. I mean.
What do you mean they got called? There was a fucking terrorist amongst them who just went to jail for like 149 years, dude. What are you talking about? Who killed an anti-fascist counter-protester by the name of Heather Heyer by driving a car into a fucking crowd of counter-protesters? Like, what are we talking about, dude? Yeah, it's not like this is real shit. This is not baby shit, okay? Just so you understand, this is happening all around us, and people like yourself, white moderates for the most part, refuse to fucking see it, which is precisely why Martin Luther King, I believe, was railing against the white moderate as a great enemy to any sort of progressive cause. So either open your eyes, or
it's the white moderates that are a problem.
The white moderates are certainly a problem, especially if they are like you. They are well-intentioned fools who play to the side of fascists in this instance by apologizing for them because of a lack of knowledge and misinformation.
Okay, so your answer is to gather a bunch of kids up, put fucking masks on them, and go beat up random people in random cities all across the United States, way before Charlottesville and way after Charlottesville, and beat up a bunch of motherfuckers for no reason for wearing a MAGA hat.
Where have you seen this happening as a widespread movement, even though anti-fascist is Antifa is okay, where have you seen it?
I can pull up hundreds of videos right now.
Hundreds of videos? Okay, yeah, there we go. That's the Destiny meme for you guys. There you go. You have it.
Meme. All right. Video evidence isn't good
enough.
There you go. Because the fucking...
There you go. You have it. Here you go. Hundreds of videos. Okay, that's anecdotal.
How is that anecdotal? Wow, man. Wow. So you're okay to admit it on one side, but when it's on your side, it's bullshit, fake news videos.
When have I used anecdotal evidence?
You don't use anecdotal evidence. So
when have I used anecdotal evidence as a counterpoint? If you want to understand far-right radical terrorism, far-right anti-government extremism, and how prevalent it is as a terror, as terror goes, they're far-right anti-government, far-right extremism is responsible for 75% of the terror attacks since 2002. Okay, in this country, 75% of the terror attacks. That's what they're responsible for. Would you say that's an overwhelming majority?
Read it again. Read it again.
Okay. Far-right anti-government extremism is responsible for 75% of the domestic terror incidents in this country.
Okay, and you're saying the Charlottesville guys were anti-government? I'm pretty sure Richard Spencer's like a fucking socialist douchebag, dude.
Wait, dude. Richard Spencer is a Nazi. He would be under far-right anti-government extremism, yes. He would be categorized under that.
Do
you think Richard Spencer is a socialist?
Yeah, I've listened to lots of his debates with other people.
Do you think the Nazis were socialists?
Well, it does stand for National Socialist Party, so I mean...
Oh, no,
it's
dude.
It's kind of in the name, but
no, dude. Who did the Nazis kill first? Who did the Nazis kill first in their party?
The Jews? I don't.
No, the communists and then the socialists. The socialists in their parties, and then who did the? We literally just watched it in the video that you were supposed to be watching, brother.
Whatever, man. I mean,
not whatever, dude. Just because you don't have
what-
access to this information doesn't mean that you're in the right. I'm just trying to help you out, man.
What is your point? What is your point, though?
Because the Nazis weren't
Antifa.
socialists, because they killed the fucking socialists. They called themselves National Socialists in an effort to fucking gain momentum and bring more people to their side, only to execute them. So there, that's what I mean.
Okay.
And also, who do you think the socialists were in the anti-fascist movement? Where do you think the socialists, the actual socialists, were?
The Nazis didn't start a war on the socialists, bro. They started a war on fucking the Jews and then the rest of the world. So I mean, it wasn't like they were specifically targeting the socialists. I imagine those people were dissenters from their party, and that's why they got targeted first. I mean, what are you talking about? Fucking a couple hundred people in government? Is that what you're gonna pull up for evidence on this? I mean.
Oh no!
Where
What
are
do
you
you
going
think
with
the
this?
first
And-
Who do you think the first concentration camp was created for? Specifically,
I don't know, man. Normally when we're referencing concepts, let's pull it up. First concentration
communist, dude.
camps.
I can give you. Have you heard the poem? Like, first they came for the communists, and I did not speak out because
Let
I
me
was
guess,
not
let
a
me guess,
communist.
Let me guess. That was made by the communists. That was one of their.
No.
songs.
Why do you think that? Why do you think that poem exists? Why do you think it starts with first they came for the communists?
I don't listen to fucking Nazi theme songs or whatever.
This
you're
isn't a
talking about, so
Nazi
I don't-
theme song,
I don't know
dude.
what
This
they're
is a poem.
referencing.
No, this. Dude. Oh no, dude. This is not a Nazi theme song, dude. You gotta, dude, holy shit. Where'd you go to school, brother? You gotta educate yourself, man. You really gotta learn. This is why you.
This is the comment I made about your video. You because I don't know some obscure poem.
None
you're
of this
talking
is
about.
obscure.
You
The
asked-
history of National Socialism is what you fucking brought up, and when you said that incorrectly, that
No, I
the
didn't
Nazis
bring
had
any of this up,
socialist
dude.
in their name, and that it was more than just a fucking clever marketing strategy for them.
I didn't bring any of this up, bro. This has been your pitch. This is your whataboutism against Antifa. You literally have gone off on this entire
Wait, why
rant.
would we? Because the reason why we're talking about Nazis is because
It's because this is your Antifa
anti-fascism
defense. This is your
is
Antifa
a
defense.
anti-fascism is a
your
decentralized
whataboutism.
movement against fascism. It's in the name, okay? There's no
This is
fucking
your
leader. It's
whataboutism.
leaderless. It's people get together. Oftentimes there are leftists that are involved in it, but it could be a variety of different people, a variety of different ages, variety of different ethnic backgrounds, okay? So the point is, when a fascist is coming to your town, when a fascist business is starting in your town, anti-fascists get together and say, look, we need to cripple either this business or we need to deplatform this fascist if he's coming to speak here in an effort to make sure that this person is harmed materially or structurally in some capacity in an effort to understand that they are not welcome in this town, okay? This is collective action when the government won't fucking protect the marginalized communities. And more often than not, marginalized communities historically are not protected. So that's
this is your
why the
justification? This is your
community gets
justification?
together and fights against the fascists.
and-
That is how
okay.
anti-fascism
That's-
works. It's not a
Yeah, like
fucking
I said,
gang. It's not a group of...
Like I said in the very beginning, they're not fighting fascists, so bro, they're out fucking beating up random people.
And when I
Trump
said,
supporters.
what is your reason for that? You said, I've watched hundreds of videos, which is anecdotal
been
evidence, and
reported.
it's really fucking stupid, and it doesn't
What are
work
you
in an
talking
argument.
about? Okay, so what's your argument to that? Then that far right trolls are photoshopping these videos and fucking making
No,
thousands
dude.
and
You're
thousands
first of
videos
all, they are doing that. Charlie Kirk literally fucking used.
They are.
No, I mean, I can give you actual examples of Charlie Kirk and numerous other right-wing outlets using anti-fascist mobilization, which occurs all around the planet, by the way. This is an international thing, okay? Wherever
is
there are fascists,
whataboutism, bro. This is
Antifa
whataboutism.
exists, okay? So hold on, just shut up and listen. Charlie
One sec,
Kirk
pause,
is
pause,
literally
pause,
Charlie
pause.
Kirk, James Woods and other prominent conservatives have oftentimes used anti-fascist photographs from other fucking events happening worldwide from like fucking 5 to 10 years ago to make it seem like that's exactly what's happening in Berkeley. Every time there's an Antifa story, there is like the same fucking 20 videos that circulate.
The news does that stupid shit all the time. They'll fucking use an image from old things and say it was now because of shitty reporting. Like, I don't know if that's
Okay.
evidence of them trying
So
to
do you think that you
manufacture
might be
this. Let's pause.
duped by that then?
Could you be duped by it as well? It only goes one way, right?
No, there's a difference. I am the news. I work in the news.
I am the news.
Yeah.
I got you, bro. All right, can you give me 30 seconds? I want to grab a drink of water real quick.
Okay, go grab your drink of water, man.
Intermission, brother.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh wow. Are you guys enjoying this? Is this a fun conversation for you guys? Should I or should I shut it off and it's no longer productive? Because I feel like viewership numbers reflect that it's seemingly good. People are enjoying it. Who are you debating? Ben Shapiro. I'm debating Ben Shapiro, yes. Yeah. Wait, what? Your patience, my god. You pussy pull a destiny. What the fuck is a destiny, dude? I don't... My debate tactics and Destiny's debate tactics are drastically different. I'm not... You're aware that the guy on the phone is Tyler 1, right? What the fuck is Tyler 1? It's not productive, but you get more views. What do you mean? Oh, when I do the Destiny shit, when I fucking scream and... I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do the Destiny thing. I'm not like that, man. Rust of Thunder. Man, you're getting your ass beat. Physically Conservative is pretty good. Tyler 1's a huge League streamer. I don't know who the fuck that is. Oh my god, YouTube Tyler 1 later. So hard. So hard you can't even read. Oh, I love this guy, dude. I love that people are still capable of looking at that and going, "Oh man, you're getting fucking wrecked right now." Oh, Jesus.
I'm back. I'd like to get wrecked some more.
Okay.
If I start yelling again to tell me to quiet down, the wife will get her going to sleep and she's getting pissed.
Okay, hold on. I just turned your voice oops. Okay, I just turned your voice back on. Sorry, I was muted and so were you. All right, he's back, everybody. He's back. People are fucking memeing and saying I'm getting wrecked. Physically Conservative was excellent, dude. It was excellent.
Okay, so pick apart a word I said when I was talking fast. Physically. Sorry, man.
I didn't, which is why I gave you time to clarify. And I'm not making fun of you, but they clicked it already because you doubled down on it, dude. You doubled down on it. You should have never doubled down on it.
I didn't double down on it. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know.
I said, what do you mean? And you said, well, physically conservative. You know, you have like conservative and you have physically conservative.
Okay, so I used the wrong word. Did you not know what I was talking about?
Oh, it's fine, dude. It's all good.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It doesn't matter.
It's fine.
It's all good.
So all right. Well, I'll scroll through some of your live stream content and clip some words that you fucking said in the wrong place.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Oh, dude. Oh, bro. Oh, I mean, like, how stupid is that? I mean, we're talking about ideas here, and you're wanting to fucking pick apart a word that I misused. I mean, whatever.
Okay. All right.
What's your justification for beating people up because of Nazis? Nazis?
Okay. So, militant attitudes is only one tactic in the under thousands of other tactics in the Antifa tool belt, okay? And militancy is not a frequent thing that people do. Punching Richard Spencer in the face is often times reserved for those who are more militant subsects of anti-fascist movements, like I got debate notes for you. He hasn't stuck any harmful points that I can find. Okay, anyway. Sorry. Militancy is one tactic among numerous, and only usually reserved to people like Black Bloc. Okay, so that's what that's not the norm. It's not commonplace, and again, it's not a gang, so you can't fucking regulate. It's totally decentralized. If someone decides to say I'm an anti-fascist,
because it's not centralized, it's okay.
It's not a gang, so like you can't prosecute it as though it's a criminal gang. It's criminal gang violence. That's why it's not a terror cell.
Centralized. That's such a horrible argument for it, dude. Like, I'm not.
What do you mean? We're that's literally one of the you can't. Okay.
What do you mean? I mean,
There's no tools.
Your
There's no like
justification-
anti-fascist
your
handbook. Okay?
There
Like
isn't?
I have a comic
Okay.
book behind me, but that's a comic book of the history of anti-fascism and the
I'm
history
glad
of
you pointed
fascism.
that out. Yeah.
What?
I said I'm glad you at least pointed that out.
I know. It's so easy to
yeah.
trigger conservatives. They see that and they fucking lose their minds, not
Dude,
realizing
I'm not
that
triggered,
like.
bro.
I mean,
I'm
I'm not
here
saying
enjoying
you
this
are,
shit.
but
Like,
people
that's-
certainly
that's the
get
difference.
triggered.
That's the difference between the majority of the left and the majority of the right, dude. The right is open for debate, even if like people don't agree with each other. They'll still
No,
fucking
even when
have
people don't
conversations.
know what the fuck they're talking about. That's the difference.
Okay,
People
tell
on
me
the
who
left don't like to have conversations unless they're certain that they know what the fuck they're talking about. People on the right
no.
will engage people in debates, and I know this from my personal experience because people like yourself and people who are much less intelligent than yourself come in here every goddamn day and think they're gonna fucking own me, and then they literally probably go home thinking that they owned me because they don't understand. Like they don't understand that they have no facts, and in the face of factually correct
didn't-
information, they still say, "Well, you're wrong."
Okay,
So
well, I didn't come in here to own you or to fucking
Okay,
make a
give me-
meme out of the thing,
so-
bro. I came in here to have a
you know what?
conversation about.
So
frankly,
earlier we
hot
were talking
topics.
about anti-fascism, and you said they're violent, and I said that's anecdotal evidence. Did you figure out what anecdotal evidence is?
Yeah, I know what anecdotal evidence means, man.
Okay, what's anecdotal evidence?
It's not real proof. It's fucking. It's like your correlation without causation. It's yeah. I know what it means. Am I not explaining it correctly? It's not a. It's not real evidence of the thing happening.
Okay. No.
Which is 100%
Anecdotal evidence
bullshit.
is not something you can use in a debate in this way because what is it? Not because it's correlation, not causation. What is it?
Sorry, saying goodnight to my wife. What did you say?
What do you think anecdotal evidence is?
Anecdotal evidence is referencing like what about? I'm not explaining it correctly, but I know exactly what it means, man. It's saying that videos or the video proof is not anecdotal evidence is not fucking. That's 100% wrong. I mean, when you're stared with facts in your face, you can't say that's anecdotal evidence.
No, yes you can. If it's
Yes, you
anecdotal, if
can?
the evidence you're providing is anecdotal, you absolutely can say it's anecdotal evidence. And the evidence you're
wait.
providing is anecdotal. So reconstruct it off of because you don't know what it means. So reconstruct it off of what you think it means out of what I just told you.
Oh. Anecdotal evidence. You're clearly using that as you're not applying that correctly at all, man. The videos are definitely proof of that 100%. Like what
The videos are proof of anecdotal evidence? Yes. The
No,
videos
no,
are
they're
anecdotal
proof that-
evidence, therefore you can't use it in this argument.
No.
Do you know why? Do you know what an anecdote is?
Yes, you're saying like if a black person steals, all black people steal, or stereotypes like that. Like that's an anecdote of people stealing.
Okay.
Or, excuse me,
Did you
of
Google
a
it now?
generalization.
Finally?
No, I haven't Googled it. Give me the dictionary. Let's look up the dictionary definition.
Okay.
I know what it means, man. I'm failing. I don't know what your fucking little point is trying to like. Oh, because I'm not giving you the correct definition of. I know exactly what it means, man.
It's anecdote, so it's personal experience. Okay. It's not.
Okay,
It's
well, that's-
data samples in an
exactly.
informal way. Therefore, you can't use it in a fucking serious conversation because your anecdotal evidence
I
could be
didn't give you
drastically
personal
different
evidence,
than
bro.
my anecdotal evidence. Do you understand? So when you say I watched 100 videos of anti-fascists fighting one another, that is not data that you can use in a debate. You're just using your own personal fucking experience to make it seem like anti-fascists are killing people.
Dude, I don't know how you can't like. I don't understand why you're trying.
Do you not
to
understand how you can't use that? Because I can turn around and I can say, well, I saw Nazis fucking killing 100 people in YouTube videos.
Then I would agree with you that there's a problem with
Wait,
Nazis
really?
killing people,
That
like,
would be how easy it is to fucking convince you to just like, dude, what? No.
Yes, if Nazis were beating people up in the street at all political rallies, I would agree with you that that's a bad thing, dude.
dude, come on, dude. Where did you go? Did you go to college? Where'd you go to school?
No, I didn't go to college. No.
Okay. What do you do? What do you do for a living?
What does it have to do with the argument, bro?
No, no, no. I'm
you're
I'm
gonna
done.
use
I'm
ad
done with the
hominem
argument,
attack-
dude. I'm done. I
you're gonna
can't
have
have
to-
a
you're using
conversation.
ad-
I can't. I just want to. I want to help you, dude. I want to fucking help
You
you.
want to help me?
Yeah, I want to help you.
Attacks on
What do
me
you do for a living?
because you can't fucking. You don't like what would be sufficient evidence for you then that this is a bad thing? Like you're saying because you don't like the evidence.
It would be very difficult, empirical, but it would be very difficult.
Oh.
It would be very difficult for you to conduct a study on a decentralized movement of people that are randomly fucking fighting against.
Where's your empirical evidence that the Charlottesville guys are Nazis? Where's your empirical evidence?
I mean, they called themselves Nazis, dude.
Oh,
That's a little different, isn't it?
So because they said so, if I show you a anti-fascist kid saying that they're fucking
you understand
fascist,
that there's a difference between decentralized movements and like
that's
an actual gang, right?
Dude.
Do you get it? Do you understand the difference? Like an actual criminal gang or a terrorist organization, like oftentimes there's a leadership, there's a hierarchy, there's a leadership structure. A decentralized movement is often comprised because something happens, and in this instance, the reason, the necessity is that there's a fascist coming to your fucking town, whether it's a speaker or whether there's a business coming up or whether there are like a group of fascists that are getting together. Without that, anti-fascists would not exist. They would, I mean, they're normal human beings like you and I. I would consider myself an anti-fascist. I'm, I try to do my part. Doxing Nazis is one way to do that. Even though sometimes it's not very successful. The past week, though, I've been working as best as I possibly can. But there are many different ways of doing this.
Okay, so you don't think attacking people in the streets for
you're
agreeing
focusing
with you.
on one element that is not commonplace. It's not
refusing.
common practice.
It's
You've
100%
just
common
caught up into
practice.
the
Are you
hysteria that you
serious?
think it's like a okay. You've caught up.
If
You are caught in the hysteria, and you assume that all anti-fascist doers go around and fucking hit people, and it's not the case.
No, the Antifa movement in America has hijacked the term anti-fascist. Of course,
No, they haven't. No, that's not true at all.
They're using fascist tactics. Are you kidding
What's
me?
a fascist tactic?
What's a fascist tactic?
Like what are they doing? Are they being elected into positions of power so that they can fucking start pushing their harmful ideology of fascism? Like, are they fascists at all? They're not fucking fascists. Like, a fascist is not just something you can. A fascist doesn't mean like this is a bad thing I don't like. You know what I mean? Like, fascism isn't gluten, buddy. You can't just fucking assign it to things that you don't want to have in your vicinity.
So then what are all these kids running around saying? They're saying fascist to everybody that's fucking around them.
Yes, they are. They're literally doing
so everybody's a fascist. Is that what you're saying?
No, not everybody. But the people who are members of the alt-right absolutely are. Yes. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
What about people at Trump rallies and shit? Are they all fascists too? What about
not all of
Ben
them?
Shapiro?
Not all of them. They could be.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Certainly. I would say that the mail bomber that was prominent in most of the fucking Trump rallies was certainly a fascist. Yes.
I don't know what I mean. Sure, dude. Yeah. Isn't that an anecdote?
Did you not watch the video before you came into this debate? I thought you'd be armed with the tools to properly have a conversation.
No, I'm not trying. Like I said, I'm not trying to own you or dunk on you, as you like to say, bro. I was coming in here to have a fucking conversation with you.
I know, but when and that's precisely why I've been very nice, and not fucking and not dunk back in moments when you've been grossly wrong. And even condescending within your ignorance.
Thank you for acknowledging that I've dunked on you. And I have not been condescending. You have been the definition of condescending.
I didn't say you dunked on me.
You just did. You said, this is why I haven't been dunking back.
No, I said the reason why I haven't dunked on you, the reason why, oh my God, are we going to have a semantics argument after you literally said physical conservative and you used the fucking Venezuela argument? And I did nothing but I did nothing but be nice to you. You're really testing my fucking patience, dude.
No, I'm pointing out your hypocrisies and saying the exact things back to you, man. Like, and then you said you weren't being condescending. Your whole thing, like, oh my God, man, like fucking making a big deal about it, or when I misuse the word, I mean that's condescending, is it not?
You spoke over and yelled Hassan. Silly, don't be silly, Hassan. Okay. I was being a physical conservative, I guess. So hold on. So we're talking about fascism, okay? We're talking about fascism.
No, we're talking about the Antifa kids in America.
Okay, but Antifa would not exist without fascism. So you have to understand. You have to demonstrate your understanding of
That's
fascism. What do you think fascism is?
Pushing. They think that Trump is a fascist, dude. Pushing.
Trump is a proto-fascist. Were you not there? Were you not in the chat,
No,
active when I was talking
the...
about the differences between proto-fascism and fascist?
No, I heard the whole argument. I disagree with it. Yeah, that's how this conversation. That's how I started talking in your Twitch chat.
Okay, what is fascism?
It's using fucking the government to force your political ideology, using the force to push your political ideology.
Okay, no, that's
exactly.
not true.
Are you? What is the that's almost
no, that's
textbook
a tool.
definition.
That's authoritarianism, and I guess especially if it turns violent, but that's just a tool to instill fascist ideology. What is fascism? We did literally a whole video on this, we did not that long ago, dude. We did a whole fucking video literally before you got on this chat about what fascism is.
I wish you were normalizing these kids into fucking normal shit instead
wait.
bullshit.
I'm not only am I educating you, but it turns out I'm educating all these children as well, right? Wouldn't you say? Because you've demonstrated a severe incapacity to fucking to basic information.
Yes, I can't explain some of the definitions to these words that
but yeah, but yet you hold such strong perspectives on them. So that's the problem.
Because I'm not using the correct definition. Am I not right?
No, you're not using any definition. What's fascism? And you just said, oh, well, it's using the government to push for your ideology.
Is that not what a fascist government does?
That's what every government does. Every government has an ideology. Every government would be fascist by that mentality.
They don't force it with a fucking gun.
Okay.
Fascism
well, technically they do because the state has a monopoly on violence. So technically, every instance, every action the government takes is at the point of a gun. So yes, they do. Yeah, but beyond that, I disagree
with you there. Yeah, you want more government, I want less. That's the difference. I mean, you're arguing
oh my
for
god,
more.
No, I don't. You don't even know what you're talking about, dude.
So you don't want more.
You literally are you're literally saying things I don't like are fascism. And like the government is a thing I don't like, and it's fascist.
Am I wrong in interpreting all this fucking hammer and sickle shit as you guys are not communists?
Oh my god.
Oh, this is condescension right here. So
no, because I just don't know how to I don't know where to start. There's so much misinformation. You're so severely misinformed that I wanna educate you, but I don't know where to fucking start.
Could you be misinformed?
I mean, I guess if you have
if you would have been in this current time too, if you were on the right, you would be 10 times more fucking popular right now. Why do you think that is? Have you noticed that at all?
Yeah, yeah, because it's much easier to fucking be on the right and just lie about shit and be like, oh my god, liberals are triggered, and it's much easier to be fucking racist than it is to advocate for the truth. It's much easier to misinform than it is to describe, as I've demonstrated to you, how difficult it is to fucking actively educate people, especially people who are unwilling to hear the other side out, even when they're being nice.
I'm hearing the other side out. I'm disagreeing with you. There's a huge difference in that.
But you can't disagree with me if you don't have information. That means you're ignorant then. That's the difference, and that's the problem.
I'm giving you lots of information. You're fucking trying to tie me up with semantics.
No, you're not. You're giving me lots of misinformation.
Okay, so what misinformation am I giving you? Please tell me besides some word mishaps and shit, dude. You're a political commentator. I work 24/7, bro.
I do too. This is my job, and yet here you are trying to debate me on this issue.
No, I know, knocking capitalism, fucking reaping the massive benefits of capitalism. This is one of the greatest things in the world. You're able to make a living off of doing this. This is awesome. And you're knocking capitalism? That's another big thing that I have a contention with.
It's another fallacy. It's impossible not to exist within the society, and you're literally memeing right now. I'm saying we should improve society somewhat, and you're saying, oh, well, you want to improve society, yet you participate in it. Right. This same argument would just halt progress in its entirety throughout history if people thought like you. across any period of time.
If people thought like me across a
I
period
mean,
of
there are
time,
always going to be conservatives. There are always going to be people like yourself. Oftentimes,
I'm not
those people,
conservative.
when
Like, how-
faced with
tell me how
logic,
I'm
reason, and
conservative, besides I
factual
disagree
evidence,
with you.
will change their perspective, as you yourself have admitted. And yet, you
How
are
have I
refusing to do that.
what sane person wouldn't? Would you not? You would not?
Wait, what do you? I mean, I would, but I'm demonstrating. I'm giving you empirical evidence. I'm
No, you
giving
haven't
you
given any
logic,
empirical
and I'm
evidence,
giving
dude.
you reason, and yet
No,
you
you haven't.
are not moving. How have I not? What?
We've been having a conversation. There hasn't been any hard empirical evidence that this is 100% right or this is 100% wrong. We're having a conversation, dude. So I mean, like,
I mean, okay, you're switching it over to conversation. Okay, so when I give
I'm
you
switching
actual,
it.
when I give you actual evidence, you look at it and you say, nope, that's not true.
no, we're looking at the evidence and drawing two different conclusions. Like, you
No,
keep
we're
calling me
not.
conservative too.
No, we're not. I'm giving you the evidence, and you have no conclusion. Your side has no evidence. You're literally just saying
what's
You're
my side,
literally
by the
just
way?
saying like I saw a lot of videos. Like that's your evidence, and it doesn't work that way. So
what's your evidence of Nazis everywhere then, bro?
hate crime increasing against people that Nazis
You can-
normally attack. The fact that Nazis are outwardly protesting in the streets. These are fairly good reasons to speculate
What people
that
are out
Nazis
protesting in the streets? Yeah.
Yeah, in
So-
much
so-
larger
so-
numbers
Yeah,
than they
because the
have
left
since
are a
since the
bunch of
1930s under
children.
Bund. Like that was the last time that the Nazi movement saw the same kinds of numbers that it do now. I mean, there are okay in the midterm election, 9 openly Nazi candidates ran for office on Republican tickets across the country. That's
And
more
when-
than has
what-
ever
what-
happened.
And what election?
During the midterm elections.
9 openly Nazi candidates.
Mm-hmm.
Why wasn't this reported on?
It was. I reported on it.
Reported
And
on
plenty
it.
of other outlets reported on it. See, this is what I mean. When I give you facts, you're like, well, I didn't see them, so they don't exist.
Heard
Like,
it on
what do you
Fox
want me to
News,
do?
Did you?
What?
Heard it on Fox News, did you?
What?
I said heard it on Fox News, did you? I mean, that's like the same crap that you're coming back with too.
I mean, if every outlet is reported on it and you haven't
That's
seen
kinda
it,
my-
is this like a tree
That's
that
kinda
falls
my-
in the fucking forest and you didn't hear it, so
That's
maybe
kinda
it
my-
didn't make a noise? Like, what are you talking about?
That's kinda
Fox
my
News
point
is
too,
drastically different. Fox News is not only biased but is known to
don't- I
fucking
don't
lie
think there
all
was
the
not-
goddamn
I don't-
time.
Okay, I don't think there was not. That's kind of the point too with this anti-fascist bullshit that you're calling everybody Nazis. I don't think there
I'm
was
not
9
calling everybody
openly-
Nazis. I'm calling people that call themselves alt-right and Nazis. There's a big
Okay,
difference.
so show me nine people that ran in the you said congressmen, I believe, that ran. 9 of them that said they were Nazis, dude. I'll literally donate fucking $100 to you right now on your Twitch stream if you can pull up 9 Congress people that said they were openly Nazis.
Okay. Here is an article for you. There you go. I'm spamming it in the chat. These 9 candidates have ties to white nationalists or Nazis, and they're all Republicans. Okay?
Okay, so
Seth
again,
Grossman, New Jersey, 2nd Congressional District. Grossman has shared articles from prominent white nationalist websites, including that claim black people are inferior. He also claimed that diversity is a bunch of crap and un-American. Arthur Jones,
Hey,
Illinois
bro,
3rd Congressional District. Jones is a former
that's
leader of the
anecdotal
American Nazi
evidence.
Party, as well as an open Holocaust denier. He has refused to file campaign donor information with the Federal Election Commission because he said, I'm not going to give the Jews an opportunity to harass my supporters until the election. Steve King, Iowa
anecdotal
4th
evidence.
Congressional District. The only incumbent in our list, Representative King, has retweeted British neo-Nazis, spread false rhetoric about migrants, defended white supremacists, and once had a Confederate flag on his desk. He's received praise from David Duke and Richard Spencer alike. Paul Nehlen, Wisconsin 1st Congressional District. Nehlen, who unsuccessfully ran against House Speaker Paul Ryan in 2016, which, by the way, Nehlen was backed by fucking Breitbart until he fucking memed too close to the sun, kept the list of Jewish foes on Twitter. He went on a Twitter rant about Jewish media. Eventually, he got kicked off Twitter for racist tweets about Meghan Markle. Finally, he even got kicked off the alt-right Twitter-esque service Gab. Corey Stewart, Virginia U.S. Senate. Stewart, who was born in Minnesota, has wrapped himself in Confederate flag and opposed the removal of Confederate monuments in Virginia. He embraces the idea that slavery was not the catalyst for the Civil War. He once called Nayland a personal hero, the same guy that we were just talking about, and initially refused to revoke his praise before, later disavowing him and claiming he was unfamiliar with Nayland's extreme beliefs. Shiva Ayadari. Ayadari issued campaign pins featuring white nationalist symbol Groyper, a cartoon toad. He's also friends with Matt Colligan, who marched in the white supremacist rally in Charlottesville and once said Hitler did nothing wrong. Ayadari appeared in a live video broadcast with Colligan and called him one of our greatest supporters. Edwin Duterte. Duterte promotes his campaign through a paid profile on Gab, a social media platform for white supremacists. In an introduction post, he used the popular GapFam hashtag and called his opposed Mad Maxine Waters. Finally, Russell Walker, North Carolina State House District 48. Walker said God is a racist and a white supremacist, that whites are the supreme group, and that Jews are descendants of Satan. Wait, this didn't even include Patrick Little in it, did it? Holy shit. There's actually more.
100% proving my point. Not one of these people said they were actual Nazis. Like you said, that was your proof that they were Nazis.
Bro, what if that was literally the leader of the American Nazi Party? You fucking moron! What the fuck are you talking about, dude? What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, none of these people are Nazis, dude. Okay, none of these people... Oh my god, dude. Arthur Jones got 56,000 votes, dude. 56,000 people in Illinois still said, I'm going to vote for the fucking Nazi, brother.
Which one was Arthur Jones?
Illinois 3rd Congressional District. The former leader of the American Nazi Party. It doesn't get more Nazi than that, does it? It was just a prank, dude. Just say it was a prank. He was just pranking. When he said stuff like Jews control the media, he was just pranking, dude. He was just memeing too close to the sun. Are you gonna pay up? You gonna give me a fucking $100 or what's up?
Not one of those people said they were Nazis, bro. That was exactly what I said. You said.
Wait. So the leader of the former leader of the American Nazi Party, is still not a Nazi in your perspective.
He never said he was a Nazi. I mean, that was literally what I said.
Oh no! Oh no, dude! Oh no!
And did any of these people win? Getting hysterical like this doesn't prove your point at all, dude.
Oh my god! What? First of all, he said he's a Nazi. He's the leader of the American Nazi Party.
You got one there. Okay, I'll concede that one. I got
one.
Oh
no, dude. Oh no.
And which one of these people won? Which one of these people won?
You're moving it. You're moving the goalpost again.
No, I said if you can show me 9 congressmen that said they were openly Nazis, dude. which was your original statement, is that they're Nazis or
okay, dude. Look, people don't oftentimes call themselves Nazis openly, because not everyone is as open-minded as you are, brother. Most people are like, oh, he said Jews control the media, probably a Nazi. You know what I'm saying? Those are very obvious telltale signs. And as an anti-fascist, my job is to probably educate people on these sort of things so that they are more informed. You know? That's the whole point. That's literally a big part of what you do.
Why wouldn't any of this?
They all have having ties to other Nazis. Another great indicator that someone is a Nazi. Having similar viewpoints is another indicator that someone is a Nazi.
Okay. Did any of these people win?
No, but that doesn't change the fact that they ran. I didn't say they won. I said they ran on the Republican ticket.
What does it take to run on the Republican ticket?
A significant amount of money, first of all, but Steve King won. Sorry. Steve King did win. Steve King won. You're right. Wait, 2 of them won? Yeah, I forgot Steve King. Holy shit. Yeah, Steve King was already the incumbent, and he won again.
What was Steve King's crime?
What do you mean crime? Do you think being a Nazi is a crime? That's the whole point. Being a Nazi is not a crime. I wish it was, but it's not.
Okay, well, what? He retweeted a British neo-fascist.
No, he tweeted Mark Collette, who is a neo-Nazi, and he has similar opinions. He's met with other Nazis when he was in Europe, and he also retweeted a Nazi when the Nazi said, fuck, what was it? He said something like, America should learn from Europe's mistakes or something. It was about immigration.
Didn't you just use the same logic to say, like, with the PewDiePie thing, that PewDiePie wasn't a Nazi because he promoted that ER channel, but because he didn't know about the dude? So
Is PewDiePie a sitting congressional member? Is PewDiePie a sitting congressional member with similar views who has met other fucking Nazis? If PewDiePie frequently said a bunch of Nazi shit and then also promoted a Nazi, I'd be like, PewDiePie's a Nazi, guys. Pretty bad.
It didn't say that he did any of those things. It said he's retweeted somebody, that he spread false rhetoric about migrants. That doesn't make you a Nazi.
Okay, I'm giving you more information from this older article than this older article. There's more information available about Steve King. Some of which that didn't even fucking get to the article itself.
And what website even is this too?
It's forward.com. Are you going to say that because you're unfamiliar with the website that it's no longer relevant?
No. It's just I didn't recognize it as a prominent news source. So if I pull up a news article with a fat list of anti-fascists beating the shit out of random people, is that sufficient evidence for you to say that it's getting ridiculous, or is that still anecdotal evidence?
Depends on what the sources are.
What the sources are.
Yeah, if you're gonna give me a fucking Breitbart article, or if you're gonna give me a single if you're gonna give me like a single example from like Berkeley or whatever, then yeah, that doesn't necessarily prove your point at all.
Okay, so the Berkeley one,
dude,
what is the bike?
Steve. Okay, let me ask you this, Steve. So Steve King said, you can't have a civilization with other children's babies. Okay, I mean with other cultures' babies. Okay. You can't preserve the West with other cultured babies, or something along those lines. He also, in this article, because this happened after the article came out, he also publicly endorsed Faith Goldy for Toronto mayor. Faith Goldy is a white supremacist who ran for mayor in Toronto. What do you think that was about? Do you think he just kept doing oopsie doopsies? What?
Didn't she work for the Rebel? Is that who that?
Yeah, she did. You're you know a lot about conservative media publications. It just seems to me like you watch a lot of conservative news, but not necessarily a lot of news in general. It's just a lot of fucking propaganda. I feel like.
I think that's the first conservative outlet I've named, actually, bud. But I mean, that's a good generalization. I don't know how you've even made.
I mean, you talk about Ben Shapiro and Jordan Peterson as your intellectual heroes. So
yeah, I can also talk about fucking your uncle Cenk Uygur. I can talk about. I mean, I've listened to all sides. Uygur? Yeah, I've listened to the Young Turks for a long time. That's actually what got me interested in politics.
How the fuck did you get to this point, dude? I really want to know what happened along the way. If you were watching a lot of TYT, like, how do we lose you? This is very serious.
I saw the light, bro. I saw the light.
With what? What was the moment?
With everything. What was the moment?
Like, what do you think it was that led you so far from the truth?
Or led me to the truth. I don't know. You tell me, man.
I mean, it's fine, dude. You think you're on the right cause. You think you're on the right path, and that's fine.
I am, man. I'm not mad at anybody. I don't hate any fucking buddy. I don't hate any groups. I don't care about intersectionality bullshit, which just dominated the left. I mean,
why don't you care about intersectionality? Do you not think that it benefits you as well? Do you not think that if people band together, they have more power collectively to fight against oppressive structures?
I think that people will do that regardless if we don't have any restrictions. I'm not for any kind of...
What does that have to do with intersectionality? Like, I mean, yeah, intersectionality is literally restriction, no restriction, it doesn't matter. Intersectionality is just people banding together, marginalized groups getting together, class being a part of this.
Yeah, I think it's fake and it's being used to.
What is it? Who told you this stuff? Like who? And then this is the last. This is the last stuff. Like it's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm good.
I want to know. I just want to know like who got to you and what it was that made you change your mind so in such a spectacular fashion.
I didn't change my mind. I don't. You keep calling me conservative as well too. Like I'm totally for gay rights. I don't think that abortion's a good thing, but I'm pro-choice. Like I don't know if you consider me a fucking conservative. I'm I don't
Okay,
think the government
but you
should.
like Donald Trump.
Yeah, I like Donald Trump. Yeah. Am I a fascist now? Trump
mean,
has
If you like Donald Trump, it's pretty hard to claim that you're you're
it.
socially progressive, right?
Trump is the first openly, or the president to be openly gay marriage going into office. You know that too, right? He's the fucking.
Oh, so because
first,
gay marriage existed before Trump, that just because he was in
these are
office when it happened before him, that means that that means he's very progressive as a default.
Anecdotes, right, bro? Anecdotes, yeah. He's the first.
No, it's not
person to have
anecdotes, dude. Oh my god, just because you don't understand what the concept is. Oh my god. Okay.
What about he's the first person to the first?
What about he's the first president to fucking like violently declared an assault on trans people, basically by
What?
ejecting them from the fucking military, by trying to get by trying to get gender identity revoked from protected categories.
Do you think there's 97 genders?
What? What is that?
I guess.
Wait,
I guess
what?
that's probably where. If you want to know.
Is
where
that
you
what
guys
the
lost
is
it-
that what the
if
is
this-
that what Trump's specific problem with trans people was, that there are 97 genders in the military?
No. You said that he's like I don't know what you said. You said some ridiculous thing like he's endangering
No.
the lives of trans people.
Yes.
First of all,
wait. Why?
Let me talk.
Yeah.
I would love for somebody to go back and add up the amount of time too that he's talked versus the time that I've got to respond to any of the comments or accusations. I guarantee it's like fucking 80-20 if that.
I'm sure.
Not even.
Yeah, because thank God, because you have because you literally are you literally have zero factual evidence backing anything you've made, any claim you've made.
Well,
Okay.
Hey, sure, it's good content. So, anyways, with Trump, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, he's the first president as well to have a woman lead his campaign as well. And you asked me
Gives
where
a fuck, dude. Wait, what does that have to do with LGBT rights? Is she a
Intersectionality, bro. Groups coming together.
No, we're talking specifically about LGBT rights, dude. Like we're talking about the LGBTQ community.
I don't think he's against them. I mean,
okay. So why? What about the trans ban then? What's up with that?
It's I don't think the evidence is even 100% in yet, but from the way it looks like, it's not a good mixture to put into the military. I mean,
what evidence? The fact that the overwhelming amount of generals did not support this policy position. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Is that the evidence? Because that's evidence against Trump's perspective.
Okay. Check it out. The fact that the trans community has a 40% suicide rate. That's fucking triple times the amount of the general population.
Do you really
which is
think
like
we haven't had this conversation a million times over, dude? Yeah, like with other people who also think they're coming in here and like dropping knowledge.
Well, I don't. If you
okay, evidence
is
also
that
shows that the suicide rates drastically decrease when social acceptability is factored in, especially in post-op trans people. So maybe we shouldn't be fucking. Maybe we shouldn't make it so that they're not in the military. Maybe we shouldn't kick them out. Maybe the Department of Defense, being the largest fucking single group that hires the most trans people worldwide, should not fucking eject trans people for literally no reason.
Okay, you're going. That's not true at all. I mean, if that was true, that the rates of bullies and the suicide rates, the only.
Wait, how is that not true? Disprove that. Provide evidence.
The only comparable suicide rate to the
no. That's not providing evidence. Provide evidence to provide.
Are you kidding me?
To the fact that I'm you're gonna say the fucking only comparable rate of suicide is Holocaust victims. Okay, I know. I've heard all of the fucking memes. Provide a counterclaim to what I'm mentioning as far as suicide rate goes. Suicide rate goes.
Do you call everything a meme that you don't agree with or that debunks your argument? I mean,
it doesn't debunk my argument. You're just trying to fucking compound on top of the evidence that I already debunked. Do you not understand the concept? Like, give me a counterclaim with sources that disprove what I told you.
Do you not agree that the suicide rate is significantly higher in the transgender community?
Yes. Do you not agree that social factors play a massive component? Acceptability is a big reason for why that rate is high. And when they factor that in, it gets drastically lower. So
okay. So do you not agree that we should maybe fix that problem here before we send people to war with weapons?
Hold on.
Do you not think
social acceptability? What do you think that is? Like, what do you think acceptance means?
So you think? I mean, I guess I'm lost. So you're saying that if we put them in the military, it's gonna help lower the suicide rate? Is that what you're saying? Veterans already have some of the higher suicide rates among the population. So let's put trans people that already have
Okay,
a
men have higher
disproportionately high.
suicides. Right men have higher suicide rates than any other fucking race or any other gender. Should we also not allow white men to fucking serve in the military?
I mean, that's some white privilege if I ever heard it. But no, we shouldn't. That's white men.
Okay, why? But you said that like if the rate of suicide is high, then if it's higher, then we should discontinue military service for specific groups.
It's not a good. It's not a. It's just not a good practice. This is the justification for.
Oh,
that.
all of a sudden it's good when it's vilifying trans people, but it's not good when the cards are turned and it's white men. So look, here's the problem.
I wish the military would ban me from going to the military, bro. Like I don't.
I mean, me too. Hey, anti-imperialism all the way, brother. I fully agree with you. But in the end of the day, right now, with our current economic structure, a lot of marginalized folks, especially a lot of trans folks, still, including my moderator, who's not fucking here right now, Izzy. I don't know where the fuck you are. But is it our trans military veterans?
That's
the
not
United
under
States,
attack, though,
with
man.
the United States
That's
Department of Defense, Trump pulling this shit out of his ass against the interests of his own generals is just textbook fucking transphobia. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's where he got this information. Like Trump was never been he's never been anti-trans. Like you can't find a single bit. That's another thing too.
I mean,
Trump
it's
was
pretty
never
anti-trans when you're the administration that you're in charge of. When you tweet out a fucking policy, when you tweet out a fucking order that goes against your generals, that goes against the best interest of the U.S. military, that your generals don't even agree with. So yes,
okay.
that is anti-trans. Just because he wasn't anti-trans up until this moment, openly, doesn't mean that he's not fucking anti-trans in this instance. You understand that, right? If you lynch someone, if you lynch a black person, that doesn't mean it doesn't matter what you did leading up to that point. If you'd never said the N-word up until that point, do you think it would still be like, well, he's not a racist person? Look, he's actually never said the N-word before.
You literally went from we should not we should hold off on admitting trans people into the military to lynching people. Like I mean, that's the same thing with the Nazi jump, dude. Like if you don't agree with me, you're a fucking Nazi. Like you're a fascist, bro.
I'm not saying that. I don't think you're a fascist. I think you're very misguided. And I feel terrible, and I want you to keep watching these fucking videos, and I want you to keep watching these live streams with hopes that perhaps your perspective might broaden a little bit. And I'm not trying to fucking sell you on anything, but like
you guys have gone too radical, dude. You've gone way too radical.
But no, we haven't. What is radical? What have I said that is radical?
Not in this particular conversation, but the 97 genders shit, dude, is
who's saying that there should be 97 genders?
New York City put it in legislation. They have it. New York City actually recognizes like a ridiculous number of genders. This is
okay.
This isn't.
I'm unfamiliar with this. I believe it's a fucking meme, but even if it's not a meme, right? Okay, 97 genders.
But you guys are getting silly. That's where you're losing people.
Wait. You need to provide evidence, dude. You need to provide evidence to me on where the fucking 97 genders come from.
I'll pull it up real quick. It might not be 97. I don't know, 57. Whatever.
Okay, New York City. Like, give me. This has got to be. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pulling up. I'm looking at it.
It says 31 genders, New York City, BernardGoldberg.com. So it can't be that. Okay. I don't know what that is. Gender expression, gender identity, courtesy 101.
I mean, if you just type in New York City, it comes up, or that autofilled at 31 genders. There's shitloads of articles for it.
I'm sure because of your cookies, dog, because of your media consumption. You understand, right?
I'm just cookies. You know what cookies are, right? This might be one thing I got you schooled on, bro. It wouldn't. I'm not sitting here googling New York trans shit, dude. I mean, it's literally if you type in New York City.
Wait, are you? Please tell me you're not in IT and you don't understand that like cookies are from all of your fucking search results and all of the websites that you visit, and that it absolutely is, and it absolutely. Did you do it?
That's not how cookies work, buddy.
Are you in IT?
No, I'm not in IT.
Wait. Oh, okay. Thank God. Holy shit. I was gonna say like even if your specialty, you're this far out of your fucking. Oh no, dude. Your Google history and everything you fucking look at significantly guides your search results.
your cookies do not guide your search results. That's all I
Google
said.
tracks
So,
everything, dude. You're on Google Chrome.
conspiracy.
It's not a conspiracy, dude. Like what?
Okay, you keep. I don't know what to even call what your defense of your psychological shit is with this, man.
It's not a conspiracy, dude. Why do you think incognito mode exists, brother? Come on.
And you think incognito does anything besides make your history not show up in your search results?
No, incognito doesn't eliminate your history not showing up in your search results. Incognito allows it so that there's no imprint. There's very limited imprint on your computer when you're making search results. I mean, I can't believe this is not even. I'm not even in my element here. I can't believe like we're having a conversation and I'm still.
And you're not making any valid points. So I mean, you
how
should
am
move
I
on
not?
from this at all.
Oh
They're definitely tracking.
You really don't know. You really don't know, dude. This is so sad.
You should lose that act right there, like this fucking like when you don't agree with something or you think you're right on it.
Can you find the article, brother? Can you please?
Here, I'll link 100 of them. Here, hold up, since I've said exactly what to search so far. So this is I'm not looking through any of them. This is the first one in the search results. Oh, lost that page. Damn it. This is from Trove 24. Is that the one that's linked?
Wait, did you put it in the chat? Oh shit, hold on.
Oh,
I
think put it in Discord.
They discontinued links. All right, no, it's fine. I got it. Trove 42. New York City legally recognizes 31 different gender identities. Okay. According to the Daily Caller. Okay, let's find like a more official website, like a NewYorkCity.gov sort of thing. Okay.
Sure. I mean, it's. I'm not like trying to pull some fucking.
I mean, the article that you linked
nonsense.
to me, and the article that you linked to me. Here's how it's not a credible article. The article that you linked to me. First of all, I don't know what the fuck Trove 42 is. It's certainly not like Forward, which is.
Are you saying because you don't recognize the news source?
Yes,
it's not credible?
because when you go to the other side, introducing the Pikachu programming language, that's like there's like because there aren't even other articles on the fucking. There were barely any other articles on the website, brother. That's why.
Okay, well, I just linked in another one. If you just pull it up yourself, it'd be easier than me copying
and
and pasting
also
links for you.
Yeah, and it's also
New
fucking.
New York City recognizes 37 genders.
Okay,
That's what I typed
and it's
in.
from the Daily Caller. So let's look at the Daily Caller, which I'll send you a link later. Sources do matter. Someone who identifies as gender queer. Okay, there's not. Where is it? Where the fuck? City's gender identity guidance. Okay. Now we're getting to the bottom of this. Oh, wait a minute. It doesn't fucking exist anymore. They don't even have it, dude. The fuck are you talking about? Here's the actual. Here is what you really need to fucking know. When you go to the Daily Caller article, and the Daily Caller article bases it off of this guidance that is from NewYorkCity.gov, and you click on it, and all of a sudden, there's no article there. The page is no longer available.
So because there's a broken link on a website, it's not credible.
It's not that it's a
like this is a thing they did, man. Like I don't know, I don't want to keep digging into nonsense about this, but this is where you guys are losing people at a high rate.
How
of speed.
are we losing people? It's your ignorance. You're comfortable in your ignorance. That this is okay. Hold on. Someone sent me something. Yeah, that's the gender identity expression guidance. This has nothing to do with like. It's illegal to discriminate on the basis of gender identity and gender expression in the workplace, in public spaces, and in housing. The New York City Commission on Human Rights is committed to ensuring transgender and gender nonconforming New Yorkers are treated with dignity and respect without threat or discrimination or harassment.
Here's another one. This is from California. California recognizes
okay,
non-binary
do you understand
genders.
what this is? Do you understand what this is? Like what we found the link. We found the actual fucking link. Okay? Do you understand what this is?
Post it back. Yeah, post it back. Let's see what you're looking.
So someone luckily found the actual fucking link, not the broken one, okay? Here you go. First of all, there's no 97 fucking genders, okay? There's gender identity and gender expression. This is all recognized by internet. This is all recognized by international human rights, okay? I believe I don't know what the exact fucking term is, but they are going along with the same fucking guidance. They're going along with the same guidance that the rest of the fucking world is using, okay? This is not like an exclusive liberal thing. This is not exclusively a fucking leftist perspective. This is exactly the same as like this is exactly the same when the scientific community makes a
The scientific community recognizes two-spirit and
no,
third
this
sex.
is no, that's gender. Okay, two-spirit is gender expression. It's not gender identity, if I'm not mistaken. And this is not my forte. But in the end of the day, the difference here is the only legislation or the only crime here is that this is including gender identity and gender expression if you're discriminating someone if you're discriminating against someone. You understand that, right?
Okay, so, yeah, that means so if somebody comes into your workplace and says
So
that
the
I'm a
two-spirit thing, you can probably, if you can't
two-spirit.
understand it from a scientific perspective, you can understand the two-spirit thing from a religious perspective. It's like it's I believe like Native Americans practiced it.
Again, this is where you're losing people, bro. Like this is.
I'm
we're
not
getting
losing
destroyed.
people. This is something that fucking exists. What do you want me to do? Like,
It only the people that are pushing this though. This is. I mean, this is silly stuff, man. This is really silly stuff. Like
it's
if we
silly
were
to you because you don't understand
not,
it, but that
man.
doesn't mean that it's like, that doesn't mean that like it doesn't exist. You understand what I'm saying, right? Anyway, again, this is not like pushing anyone to do anything. This is at the very most, it's guidance for courtesy.
It says
and
right
and
at
at
the
the
top, in
legal
New York City,
at
it's
the legal
illegal.
point, it's illegal to
Illegal.
discriminate against people for their gender identity or gender expression. So you can't fucking fire someone exclusively because they're trans. Or because they're gay.
Why couldn't we have just said, hey, man, you can't discriminate against trans people? Like, do we really need to have? I'm just pointing this. This is just one of the many things that has lost me and so many other people, dude.
Oh, brother. Okay,
I know,
dude.
That's you don't like what I got to say. Do this. Oh, I don't know how to reach them thing. I mean, come on, man. Like,
Dude, because I don't know how to fucking describe it to you. Like they're just it just
explain
what
to
like
me
just
why
don't fucking just don't deny housing or don't fucking fire someone on the basis of their gender identity or their gender discretion.
Okay, I agree with you. So let's find somebody that's denying that, and I'll fucking agree with you, dude.
Okay, well they're not. It's part of the legislation. So if the legislation is effective, then there you go.
Do you think Bill C-16 is a good idea too? That we should be compelling speech?
Oh my fucking god, Jordan Peterson memes. Here we go. This is why I said you should watch one of my fucking
Memes
videos
for
on
days.
this.
I've watched a bunch of your videos, bro. I've been
You
watching your
obviously
shit
haven't
for
watched the one where I fucking demolished the C-16 bullshit. Like,
I've been, well, maybe not that particular one, but I've been watching.
yeah, obviously, which
since
is the
you
one I
probably
wanted to
started coming
fucking
on
link to you.
TYT.
We wouldn't have had to have all of these conversations, dude. Oh my god, everyone in the chat knew that you were gonna fucking drop C-16 at some point. Okay. Canada,
Also,
unlike the
because
United
I point-
States,
So you guys even know these things. You know what these ridiculous things are, and you're like, oh my god, he said that ridiculous thing.
okay,
Like,
well, do you
guys
want me
know
to?
the
Okay, well, I
thing-
was actually gonna describe
go
it
ahead,
to
go
you.
ahead.
Do you want me to
Yeah, yeah,
describe
go
it to you? Okay, Canada.
I know exactly what it says.
Okay, Canada already has hate speech restrictions placed upon freedom of speech. Okay, the only country in the Western developed world that does not have free speech restrictions that protect hate speech basically is the United States of America.
Thank
So,
God.
What? Why? Thank God. Who's
Because
going
I
to
don't-
jail because of C-16? Point to me one person who's gone to jail for misgendering someone on accident.
Not yet, man. Not yet. This is the same argument that fucking you would make against fascists, bro. Like, this is where it starts, man. This is a proto-fascist fucking movement. Like,
But it's not, because the
this is-
difference is
No,
this
it's
is a
not.
protective legislation that already existed, but Jordan Peterson misrepresented it and made it seem like this was a much bigger fucking deal than it actually was, and then did the fucking compelled speech meme.
so doesn't that kind of show the conspelled? He didn't do a meme, bro. Like the world
Dude,
did a
the
meme.
Canadian
dude.
bar,
Like, that's-
the Canadian Bar Association literally wrote a fucking. They had to release a statement because of the amount of backlash that Jordan Peterson's mischaracterization created in Canada and also for some reason in the United States.
Yeah, they had to say, sorry, whoa, folks, we're not getting that crazy yet. We'll take out some of the extreme
Whoa,
language in the
whoa!
bill.
That's not what they said at all. They said that they had to fucking clarify so that people could understand, because Jordan Peterson was out there using his massive platform that he was cultivating off of this misrepresentation
didn't have a platform
to
at that
fucking
time,
rile people up like yourself, to assume that like people are gonna get fucking thrown in jail for like accidentally misgendering people.
Okay, so let's okay, let's concede. Would you not take the same point back then with Trump that he's some fascist, proto-fascist
Okay, let's
about
go.
to take
No,
over? Man?
hold on. Let's keep on C16, okay? Because you said you know everything about the C16 bill, okay? So
I said I know
explain to me
what
what
the bill is.
C16 is and like what explain to me why C16 is dangerous.
You're gonna say I'm regurgitating the same.
It doesn't
points that
matter.
Jordan
Just
Peterson's
tell me.
making.
Just regurgitate it for me, please.
Because the government is, we've never anywhere in the world compelled speech, forced people to make proper or to use words that we want them to use to identify people. It's not, I mean,
Okay.
you can't make laws around offending people, dude. That's ridiculous, bro. Like, think
It's
about
not.
if it was
It's
used
not about offending people at all. This has nothing to do with like accidentally misgendering someone. You understand that, right? Like this isn't about like someone walking down the street and it's a trans woman and you say, "Hey, dude, what's up?" and then you fucking go to jail. Like, do you think that's how it works?
That's clearly how it would work. Yes, that was how. If somebody went into a place of business and they said, you know, it was a dude in a dress that didn't clearly look like a trans person, and they said, "You're a man," or they called him a man, and they said, "No, I'm not," or whatever. It went back and forth, and they repeatedly did it, and they told them to, you know, they kept calling her a man. That person could call the police, and that owner, that shop store clerk, would be fined or jailed or whatever the punishment would maybe. Yes, that's exactly how it would have happened. I mean, you can laugh about it, but that's. Has there already been cases of people charged with it yet?
No, that's why I'm laughing at you. They would literally
maybe-
execute that business owner. First of all, if you're a business owner and
would execute that
the
person.
person is like,
So
"Hey,
you-
I'm actually a woman.
wanna
Can
kill
you please
people. You
like
wanna
call
kill
me a
people."
woman?" And the guy's like, "No, you're a man. I don't give a fuck." Like, do you think?
Yeah. I don't think
You don't
the
think that
government
should be
step in.
protected? You don't think that person should be protected in that
No.
instance?
No, I don't think anybody should be protected like that. I think what should happen is that the community should find out about that, and that piece of shit would go out of business, dude.
Okay.
I don't want the government ever to be used as a weapon against people, period. I don't want it to be used against you. I don't want it to be used against other people. I don't understand why you guys are so
Bill
like,
C-16
you say you're pro. Are you
only-
pro-government or
Bill-
not pro-government? Like,
Bill C-16 is simply an extension on existing hate speech legislation, okay? So under before Bill C-16, there was already incitement of hatred in
and what's
in
hate
Canada.
speech too?
What?
You were arguing for hate speech. And
I'm not arguing for hate speech. I'm arguing against
sorry.
hate speech.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, laws. Yeah, hate speech laws.
Okay.
Who defines this too, as well? Like, what if it's used
International
against you?
human. I don't know what the
Okay,
specific. I don't
so
know what the
what if it-
specific organization is, but I believe it's like I think it's like
So what-
international human rights laws.
Okay, so what happens when a real fascist gets in government and makes hate speech laws against, you know, talking about communism? Do you think
That already
you know,
existed. You
They
know
did,
that,
and they-
right?
and
I
it
mean,
got
it
rid of
wasn't
that
hate
because-
speech laws, but that already existed. They fucking locked a lot
Yes,
of
and
people.
it
Yeah.
was bad. Do you not agree? Do you not agree that was bad? Like, we shouldn't.
Yeah, because there's a
that's why-
difference between someone being like, "Hey, I think this other way of reorganizing society is good. Oh, you're going to jail," is drastically different than someone's
Being rude to somebody,
entire
being rude to
existence
somebody,
being
being
questioned
rude to
every
somebody.
fucking step of the way that she lives. She or he lives.
You're completely downplaying one argument and then exaggerating the other.
Because one
This
actually
question-
happened and they fucking locked people when people actually fucking lost their jobs and I believe even went to jail, versus the other
Yes.
is just the other is protective legislation. You understand that,
And
right?
so-
It's like
and what,
protective. It's an
Oh.
it's an extension of existing law.
And you want assholes
They
to
wrote
go to
a
jail.
specific law, if I'm not mistaken. They wrote okay. Let's just do the
wa-
fucking. Let's just read it.
You
Hold
want
on.
assholes to go to jail, basically.
No, dude, I don't want assholes to go to jail. I want
You
people
want assholes to be
who are
fined.
intentionally discriminating against trans people, just like intentionally discriminating against fucking black people and intentionally discriminating against fucking gay people to suffer punitive measures. And in most instances, there's no fucking maximum or minimum jail time. I believe there's a maximum jail time. There's no minimum, obviously, because Canada's a lot more reform when it comes to their criminal justice system. And a fine in order to fucking stop people from doing it. That's literally what the purpose of the law is. And all laws obviously discriminate against someone. Okay? There's always going to be a group that is being discriminated.
Sure, yeah.
And in this group, the group that's being discriminated are fucking transphobes, okay?
You make laws to best that benefit the mass majority of your people. I mean, we make laws.
Yeah, we bet. Wait. You think we make laws that benefit the mass majority? What about the Civil Rights Movement, dude? What about the Civil Rights Act? Was that the mass majority? The mass majority would benefit from black people still being slaves.
Oh, I'm not talking about being slaves. I'm talking about we're talking speech shit, dude. Like speech shit, man.
What do you mean? What difference is a law, dude? Like a law is a law. You can't just you can't nitpick. Like you can't cherry pick.
Okay, for example, there's a different analogy with welfare. Like, we make welfare, we have loose restrictions on it because we want to cover the vast majority of people that need it. Of course, there's going to be some people that slip through that don't need it. I mean, it's not the exact...
Wait, what the fuck? What does that have to do with what? What did you just say? I don't even understand what you're saying.
This
has nothing to do with the argument at hand. We're talking about C-16, and now you're talking about fucking... Like, I'm giving you protective legislation, okay? Civil Rights Act is a very similar component, if not nearly identical. It's like the American form of C-16, and you're talking about
what's the American form of C-16?
Civil Rights Act is a comparable piece of legislation to.
Holy shit!
Yes, it is. Are you? Do you know what the Civil Rights Act is?
You think that's the same as Bill 16, man?
Yes, I do. It's the same kind of legislation. You understand that, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh no, you don't know. You don't know what the Civil Rights Act is about, isn't it?
Not a clue, man.
What do you think? What do you think the Civil Rights Act is? Like, what do you think the specifics of the Civil Rights Act were? Like, give me 2 of the titles out of 10. Give me 2, just 2, just for the sake of this.
2 of the titles: equal rights for everyone. Not discriminating against people on fucking the basis of their race.
It's not a title, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? You have no idea. You're so out of your element, dude.
What do you mean a title?
Oh no. Like, there were 10 titles in the Civil Rights Act, okay? And they one of the things that they barred businesses from doing was discriminating against people on the basis of their gender. I mean, not on the gender, sorry, not gender expression,
race.
But on the basis of their fucking race, their sexuality, and their gender.
Did I not say discriminating against people by their race?
No, but it wasn't just about race. And also there were extensions placed upon the Civil Rights Act as well, similar to C-16, all the way up until like the 1990s. These are all practices. These are anti-discrimination practices. It's virtually identical to C-16. Yes, and there were certainly dipshits, including George H.W. Bush at the time, that fucking argued against it and even vetoed the Civil Rights Act of 1990. But that doesn't mean that now we all benefit from it, and we all have, luckily, can look back and say, wow, that was really bad that we tried to even stop that from happening.
Yes, and that was against discrimination of people, not people using words that other people don't like, man. That's the huge distinction here that you were failing to draw.
Okay, in America, we don't have incitement of hate. In America, we don't have incitement of hatred, okay? We don't have incitement of hatred in America, but we have incitement laws. We have incitement of violence. That is a restriction placed upon free speech.
You can't use fire or can't yell fire in a crowded theater.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. You get it. You get the basic principle. So you understand that, like, there's no such thing as free speech absolutism, and that we already place restrictions on freedom of speech, okay? So you get that part.
This is the same argument. This is the same argument like you're making.
Okay, because this is my argument. Because it's the right argument. Like, of course, I'm using the same argument that I used before, because the only argument you've heard from me is the argument that I used in a video that you watched of me. It's not like I'm channeling a fucking someone else's argument.
I'm referencing when you said when we were talking about free market, and you said, what is the free market? And you said, that's not the absolutist definition of the free market. And now you're using the exact same thing as free speech. When I say you can't use fire in a crowded theater, which would incite violence or would incite people to get hurt.
Yes, because free speech does not exist, and neither does the fucking free market. That's my whole
nonsense,
point.
dude. You're getting crazy with it, man. This is nonsense shit, though. I mean, like,
How is this nonsense shit, dude? You can't fucking prove a single thing that you mention, and yet you hold such strong positions. And not only do you hold strong positions, you also go on top. You go further beyond that, and you say, you know what? My strong held convictions are actually right, and that the other side is so wrong that it's actually hurtful to the other side. It's actually hurtful to the Democrats that they have these like strongly held convictions. When in fact, when I give you actual data, you're not moving on your point at all.
The Democrats are losing numbers in droves.
Is that why? Wait, is that why fucking Democrats voted? I believe 10 million more fucking Democrats voted in the midterm elections. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Democrats are losing in numbers. No, the only reason why fucking Democrats lose at the electoral level is because of gerrymandering, is because of the fact that fucking Republicans cheat, and because that inequality is built into the fucking Senate. God damn, dude, you don't know anything. You literally don't know anything. How can I have a conversation with you when you don't know a single fucking thing, and all you have are the first layers of a fucking meme style NPC dialogue tree argument, and then beyond that we can't even have a conversation beyond that, because like you have to resort back to that same fucking meme. Should I argue with you, or should I argue with the people that you're stealing the fucking talking points off of? And I do that. I argue with Charlie Kirk, for example, professionally, because you have no fucking arguments.
I've given you lots of them. You just don't like them.
You don't know. None of them are actual arguments, and this is what you don't understand.
Explain to me one of the things that I haven't given you an argument for. I told you plenty of reasons why.
You said Democrats are losing, and I gave you an example of the fact that Democrats voted in higher numbers than they ever have in midterm participation. So how are Democrats losing?
In this last midterm, dude, because you guys have spent.
Okay. What, was there another election in between the last midterm and right now? How could you arrive at the conclusion that the Democrats are losing when the last election that we had, the last national fucking nationwide election that we had, Democrats fucking whooped ass? So what's up?
What's up? Are you forgetting when the Republicans took the House, Senate, and presidency? And then you
referenced then another election occurred since then. So what are you talking about?
Yes, and you guys won
some
seats in one house.
Then that's like me saying Barack Obama won in fucking, you know what I mean? Barack Obama won in 2008. Like, remember then? Like, who gives a fuck? I'm giving you the latest data, pointing out to the fact that like Democrats are losing power, and then when I give you like the latest fucking data that shows you that you're incorrect is just a dumb argument.
Okay. You also said that Republicans are cheap. That's the only reason they
also, the Democrats voted. By 3 million more Democrats still voted. The reason voted for Democrats. The only reason why Trump won is because of the Electoral College. So, like, there's more Democrats in this country. It's just the system is fucking built against urban areas.
The Democrats are too stupid to win it. They didn't know how. I mean, the Electoral College has been a thing for forever. So
my fucking God. I know. I don't think the Democrats are fucking smart, but you're saying that they're losing momentum as though they are, but they aren't. Like,
they are.
It's just that the system is broken.
The left is losing around the world right now, it seems like, to be honest, but I mean,
really?
You also
wait, that's really interesting, because we have a outspoken socialist who's one of the most popular politicians in the United Kingdom right now. Macron is not a leftist; he's a fucking neoliberal. Just because he was to the left of Le Pen, who is a fucking fascist, doesn't mean that he's a leftist. You understand that different countries have a different political spectrum, right?
Yes.
Macron ran and lost. I mean, Macron ran and won against a communist. Who do you think is the actual leftist in that debate? Who do you think is the actual leftist in the French government? Do you think it's Macron, or do you think it's the fucking communist? And also, Mexico just elected AMLO too.
Okay, what about Marine Le Pen?
You just look, dude. You got to admit at some point that like you literally don't know what the fuck you're talking about in any capacity.
I'm pretty sure I know what I'm talking about on a lot of things. You might be
no, you don't. I keep giving you, I keep barraging you with information, and you have nothing.
You're literally not barraging me with shit. You're going on rants and saying like.
What are in the rants? What are inside of the rants? Factually correct information, oftentimes backed by empirical evidence.
You've got good lines, bro. I should sit down and prepare myself a little better and get some of these quick little fucking
you should. You really should. And hopefully you arrive at the truth rather than try to fucking win arguments like a lot of people do on the right.
Yes. You said the United States and Venezuela were both democratic They were basically the same. You said that there was no difference.
You understand
between
that this is on a spectrum, right? Like you understand that a social
spectrum.
democracy
Oh,
is
yeah.
still a social democracy is still
problematic.
capitalist. What?
It's problematic, right?
Wait, what? Dude, come on. You're smarter than this. You're like you're now resorting back to ignorance in an effort to fucking protect yourself. Instead of hiding inside of your shell when we're having this conversation, just be open-minded. That's all I ask of you, man. That's all I ask of you. Like you just said it's problematic because I said that there's a political spectrum. Like because you think what? Because of the autism spectrum? Like what?
No, well, I guess you don't stay up on all the memes. You guys are pretty good at stealing all of the rights memes, but you've missed a few. Problematic is a well-known fucking joke for the left's terminology, or saying everything's problematic. I mean, it's another.
Yeah, but it
NPC
didn't work
meme.
in this. It could have been funny if you like actually used it in a
If you didn't get it, yeah,
no,
exactly.
in the right context, it would have been funny, dog. It would have been funny if it was the right context. That's so sad. You think we steal your memes, dude? No way.
I'm literally seeing the exact same bullshit.
No way.
memes
Were
that
you
I
ever
see,
really a
and-
TYT fan? Or were you just fucking with me, dude? Like.
No, I definitely was before they got really ridiculous. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm seeing the exact same memes that I saw like a year and a half ago in some of these.
Oh, sick, dude. Yeah,
Right.
no, memes are very important. You're right. I know. Memes are the
Right-leaning
reason why
guys.
Donald Trump became president. I know, brother. You got it. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming. Honestly, I hope we made a little bit of progress, but I believe
your viewership sure grew when it did. So
I
maybe somebody enjoyed
believe I gotta go. I really can't do this anymore. Holy shit, I have a massive headache. But
Yeah, good
but
night,
thank
man.
you for coming and
Yeah.
keep watching.
Let
Maybe
me
you'll
know-
learn something.
Let me know when you want to be red pilled again. I guarantee I got a few of your viewers, but
Oh no! He literally thinks he changed someone's mind, dude. No. Oh
I couldn't,
no!
I couldn't, Hassan.
Oh,
I fucking bounced it out the second he said it. I fucking couldn't even on that
Oh no, dude. Oh no. He like I think it was the really good memeing he did at the last second.
one. That was it. He got you right there. That's his gotcha moment. He nailed one meme. That's all he needed.
But that wasn't even a meme. That wasn't even a good joke. Oh, SSJ3 Harambe goes, my mind has changed. Now I really think we shouldn't platform any of these people. I've been red pilled, dude.